figure it out. They get chat. Okay, I think I got chat. Can you guys hear me? Am I live? I'm I'm trying to use Restream. Okay. Uh, I can put a chat box. No. Default compact. Default dark. Should we do that? Default dark rounded. Ooh, that doesn't work. I think I got it. I think I got chat. Yeah, I think I got it. Okay. I think I got it. I think we're good. All right, perfect. I think I'm live. Right? Yeah, okay. Sorry, I'm using Restream. We're good, right? Okay, we're good. Okay, awesome. We're good. We're good. What's up? What's up? What's up? Whoa, flashbang. This thing is so fucking bright. Give me a sec. Okay. I'm trying to use Restream, but now it's kind of hard to see chat. Let me see. Test. I'm trying to. There you go. Yeah, no, I know. I saw your message right now. Author notes, right? No, I got you guys. Yeah, I know. I realized we haven't done them yet, right? Did it update? I think we're good. Can you guys just to be sure? Can you guys see chat? As I think that's good enough, right? It's kind of hard to see, but I'll fix it later. I'll fix it later. Your Twitch stream ended? No fucking way it ended. Why would it end? Let me check this. All right, give me 1 sec. I'm trying to get used to Restream again. Like since I was able to stream Monster Hunter the other day, it's like I got stream working. I got stream working on both Twitch and YouTube. So my goal is to hopefully be able to dual stream again. All right. So I go. Give me 1 sec. Let me just kind of mess around with this. I can turn Twitch on and off. Oh, I'm live again. Twitch is back. Okay, I think Twitch is the one thing that's going to be a little finicky because it only lets me output at 1080p, and I think that might be giving us problems. But I think we're good. Okay, now that I've stalled long enough, I think we can go back to our music. We can go back to music, correct? All right, so let me throw Restream up here. And we need to get some fucking music up in this bitch, right, guys? We need some fucking music, man. Fucking tell me about it. Let's get some fucking music here, dude. All right. Ba, ba, ba. We're live on Twitch? Yes, I think we're live. The goal is when our Twitch account blows up more, we should be able to lower the 1080p output. So I'm hoping it works. But I think right now we're good. All right, so let me throw. Oh my God, dude, this is why I need a fucking third monitor. It's crazy. It's hard to manage all this shit on screen on just two monitors because one monitor is dedicated to just reading. Yo, what's up, Cammy? And then all the other monitors. Oh my God, the like one monitor just to read, and then the other monitor I have like YouTube, Twitch, Restream, and OBS. And it's kind of hard to juggle. I see myself fucking 4 times, man. That is crazy. All right, I close Restream here. We're good. I hope I am unmuted, right? Because I'm not even playing music. I don't even have headphones. I got nothing. Ellie's taking a nice little beautiful nap with me down here. So I think we're good. We're chill. All right, we're good. We're live. I literally said your name and she gets up. No, 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 no. Ellie, go back to bed. I'll shut up. I'll shut up. Go back to sleep, girl. Go back to sleep. All right, let's get some music and we can get reading, man. Now, I think the only problem is I might not have chat on screen. I'll keep streaming background for your stats. Enjoy yourself, bro. For sure, man. Thank you, dude. All right, just give me 2 seconds, guys. I was a little bit late, so I did say I was like 5 minutes late, but then that 5 minutes turned into like 10 minutes. So let's just get some music up in here. If I can fucking find my music playlist. Holy guacamole. I'll just play this random Nikkei music for now. I guess I got lucky. It's 11 p.m. for me. Oh, hell yeah, dude. I don't hear my music. I think I have it output on the wrong thing. Oh, I hear it. Way too loud. That's so loud. Alright. This is good. Give me 2 more minutes. I don't mean to stall. I just want to quickly fix chat. And then I think we're good. There's no restream watermark, right? No, I don't see a watermark. Add the Twitch link to the bot announcement. Walter, I'd have to look into that. But I will try and keep restream up all the time. Holy music. Hell yeah, some good music, bro. Is it too loud? I'll lower it for now. Alright, I'm gonna just mess around with chat 2 more times. And then we're good and we're ready to go, okay? Because I can't... I guess we can see chat. I think it's okay. Colorized author names. Embedded in stream. Default dark rounded. Yes. Chat setting. I have it, but it's not working. Display comments for all platforms on your screen. Ah, okay. Now I have my chat. Hi, Ellie. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, beautiful. Come on, don't do this to me. Okay, we're good. We're ready. So now I have a restream embedded chat where I can now see both Twitch and YouTube at the same time. I think we're good. Yo, what's up? What's up? Contrast? Yeah. Oh, you know what? I'll look into chat next stream. Just so I don't take too much of your guys' time. I got you guys. I got you though. All right, let's get a reading, man. This has been a while. It's been a cool minute. Oh, you know, you're not late. The last thing I see is almost saying hi, everyone. Am I late? Oh, the most recent chat goes on top rather than on the bottom. Okay. Okay. If someone's supposed in Twitch chat, well, okay. If there is a spoiler in Twitch chat, I'll be careful with Twitch. I'll be careful with Twitch. All right. Awesome. All right. Let's just get reading, man. Hold up. Hold up. Ellie. Oh. I'm gonna just let her out already. I already know her. I already know her. She's gonna be crashing out on stream too. Hey. Good morning, sleepyhead. Hey, I'm gonna stream, okay? We're gonna read for like an hour, but hey, you want to go out? Yeah, you want to go out. Yeah, she wants to go out. All right, let me let my dog out, and then we'll get reading. It's like, did they leave her toys? Okay, no, she has her toys. We're chill. Don't want to repeat last time? Yeah, we gotta keep them in check, Sonny. Well, it's okay. At least on this stream. Okay, no, wait. Just to be sure, there's no restream watermark, right? I don't think there's a watermark. No, I don't see a restream watermark. I think we're okay. Okay, awesome. We're good. Oh yeah, I tag you on Discord for author notes. Oh, okay, thank you, Sonny. All right, let me pull it up. Let me pull up my note tabs. No, you're late? No, it's okay. I've been stalling for like 10 minutes, apparently. So we haven't started just yet. We have not started yet. Okay, chat, notes, where I am reading Shadow Slave. Now we open up Discord. Okay, YouTube, Twitch, restream now. OBS, okay. We're good. We're good. First time making it to one of these. Yo, what's up, Zane? Thank you for joining for the first time. I'm sorry. I was gone for a few days. I went MIA. I know, so I am sorry about that, guys. But we're good. We're back. Son of a bitch. My thing is a little laggy. Oh, man. This thing Nightshade posted, though. The artwork, that looks good. Look at this. Damn. That is hype as fuck. What is this shit right here, dude? Ooh, that look good. That looks good, dude. Oh, wait. Look at that. Look at chat now on screen. That looks better right here. All right. Okay, we're good. Oh, it does sound better right there. Or it looks better right there. Okay. Okay. Give me a sec. You said you tagged me, right? So do I look at general? Fuck, man. I'm a boomer, bro. How do I use Discord? How the fuck am I still having this problem on Discord? How the fuck do I still not know how to use Discord? How do I check that? When you guys say you tagged me, what does that mean? Let me switch. So when you guys say you tag, when you say you tag me, what the hell does that mean? Like SS general. Pinned messages? No. Nuh-uh. It's in Shadow Slave lore. Oh, that's, wait, hold on, spoiler. Lore chat, there's a lore chat? Wait, where's the lore chat? Oh, I'm blind. Okay. Okay. General info. Spell appraisal before first nightmare. Holy shit, man. Thank you, bro. Ah, so if I click on it, does it take me to it? No, it doesn't take me to it. Oh, so these are the author notes. A red ping will show up. Is it my inbox? Should I click on the inbox? No, I don't think I should click on the inbox. I got it, though. I got it, right? This is it? This is it. Just to be sure, this is it. These are the author notes? Just to be clear. Guys, y'all tapped into the LOTM Minecraft server? I know, man. I want to. Okay, we're good. All right, let's drink some water. Let's get into it. Oh, man. After somehow learning how to use Discord again, I have finally found the Shadow Slave Volume 1 Child of Shadows author notes on my own fucking Discord. Dude, this is more your guys' Discord server than it is mine, because even I get lost in the own server. Oh my goodness, man. Thank you guys for always helping out with this server. Holy guacamole. That being said, Volume 1... Sorry, I think the audio is way too loud, right? Should we change the music? Should we change the music to something that fits more Shadow Slave? Anyways, author notes, Volume 1. Now, wait. How do I increase the font size for you guys? I can read it, but I don't know if it looks good on stream or not. Or do I go to this scene? Shit, I don't remember how to zoom in. How the fuck do I zoom in? Ah, what is the zoom in button? Isn't it the one of these arrows? No, it's not these. Oh, man. Discord, how to zoom in. Hold control key on your keyboard plus... Oh, plus. Oh, what? What? Okay. Oh, shit, I got it. No. Can I just make the text bigger? Like that, right? Oh, you guys are here at Control Plus. All right, that's good enough. All right, we got it. We got it. How's it look on OBS? That's good. That's really good. Okay, that's readable. That's readable. We got it. 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 Sorry, this is a really bad start to our stream, right? It's been like 10 fucking 13 minutes. Oh, you guys can see all the shit I shouldn't type. All right. I got it. We figured it out. We figured it out. All right, we got it. Sorry, we've been stalling for like 10 minutes, but we figured this bad boy out. So, author notes, Volume 1, Child of Shadows. Now, here's the thing. Should I know what Volume 2 is to hype myself up? All I know is we're getting into Dark City, but I think that's it. Okay, well, we'll talk about that after. Volume 1, Child of Shadows. Some of the author notes you might have missed. Easy Geek, yes, I did. Chapter 16 is called Rebirth. This is when he leaves his first nightmare, if I remember right. That's when he gets the attribute Child of Shadows, right? Like, that's when, like, he gets, like, revived at the altar. I feel like I need to issue a bit of a warning. In the world of the novel, flaws are a very serious matter. They are often grave, if never pleasant, acting as a counterweight to the powers of the awakened. As someone with extraordinary powers, Sunny will have to receive a correspondingly devious flaw. He will have to suffer a couple of chapters to learn how to deal with this new situation. Don't worry, though, in the end, the additional challenge will only make his exploits even more thrilling. I feel like that's been pretty true so far. Chapter 33 is called Carapace Scavenger. Is that the first one they fought? Right, that was one of the first ones they fought. No. Yesterday marked exactly 1 month since I started writing. Wow. He did that all in a month, man. That's crazy. This dude literally writes almost every day, huh? Yesterday marked exactly 1 month since I started writing Shadow Slave. In that time, 31 chapters were released. Readers even seemed to like most of them. So I've decided that it would be a good time to say a few words. First, I wish to say a big thank you to everyone who has been reading, voting, and especially commenting. Your votes and comments are a great delight and source of motivation. Knowing that there are people waiting for me to post an update really boosts my mood and helps me stick to the schedule. Secondly, I'm glad to say the Shadow Slave has been contracted by Web Novel. Hopefully, this will lead to a longer, brighter future for this story. I would really love to see how far it is going to take Sunny and other actors if given enough time. I hope you'll stick with me and we'll find out together. Lastly, I have to announce that at some point in the near future, the novel will go premium. It will most likely happen in a few weeks, month at most. Thank you for your time. Oh, as in, you release the chapters for free, you get recognition, and then when like a big publisher signs you, then it's like paywalled. That's what it means, right? Like when you go premium. Chapter 51 is called Carapace Centurion. Okay, when we go... Oh, the one we fight in the dark, when they escape the maze. Chapter 51 is called Carapace Centurion. Starting with this chapter, the novel will be going premium. I hope you will stick with it. On my side, we'll try to keep up the quality and stability updates as best as I can. Because of how web novel works, at this moment, going premium, the last 2 published chapters will be locked behind privilege, which costs 1 coin to access. To offset that, I prepared 2 additional chapters in advance so that there's no pause in daily uploads. However, the timing of the whole thing is a bit tricky. If premium comes online when I'm away from the computer, there might be a delay in access to the latest chapters. If that happens, knowing that it's just temporary, I'll resolve the issue as soon as possible. Thank you for your time and support. Chapter 78 is called Bliss. It's been pretty blissful reading this. I'll be honest. It's been pretty fun. Hello, it's my birthday. Yeah, I've been born on April Fool's Day. Being born a fool is a fool, you say? I understood that Lord of the Mysteries reference. All right. I've been born on April Fool's Day. Being born a fool is a big responsibility, if you ask me. One might even say that it's coincidentally, I also understood that reference. I don't know how to feel that he's winking at me reading this, but coincidentally, the first volume Shadow Slave is about to be finished. I'd say it will come to conclusion around a week, provided that everything goes well. Since there's such an occasion, I've decided to say a few things. First of all, I would like to thank all my readers for following the story and supporting it within their time, attention, and comments. Thank you guys. Knowing that there are people waiting for me to continue really helps my motivation. I've been pushing myself hard to post a chapter every day for the past 2 months, and it's incredibly rewarding to see responses. Reading the comments and interacting with readers is generally the best part of my day. Secondly, I want to announce a couple of things about the novel's future due to the I can never read this fucking word for the life of me. Due to the intricacies of the web novel's rankings and feature system, the next 2 months will be extremely important for its overall standing. It's make it or break it, and it's literally like one of the top 3. It's the make it or break it moment. As the author, I naturally want to see Shadow Slave succeed and prosper, staying alive for a real long time. To make sure that I've done everything in my power to make it happen, I've decided to increase my output and commit to posting 2 fucking chapters every day, at least in April. This decision was not an easy one, since as far as authors go, I'm really slow, writing with the speed of a dying turtle. The poor creature. Where was I? All right. Despite that, I believe that I can write more without sacrificing quality. Whatever happens, I will sleep easy knowing that I gave it a all. If you also want to support the novel, there are a few things that can help it a lot. For those readers who have the opportunity to spend coins, please consider becoming a participant in the win-win mission by purchasing privilege. Damn, man, that's crazy. So it was make it or break it towards the end of volume 1. Currently, it only costs 1 coin and gives you access to 2 additional chapters in advance. Depending on how much of the chapters will be unlocked by the end of the month, Shadow Slave might be featured by web novel and receive more attention. For those readers who don't have such an opportunity, your time, votes, comments, and reviews are more than enough. Thank you for sticking with Sunny on this tumultuous journey and enjoying the twists and turns of the story with me. I hope you're having a wonderful time. All right, that's good. Thanks all. Happy April Fools. Chapter 95 is called Starlight. Thus concludes the first volume of Shadow Slave. We made it, dude. Oh, I forgot. The volume finale is called Starlight. When Nephis, she like regenerates, right? Chapter 95 is called Starlight. Thus concludes the first volume of Shadow Slave. What a journey it has been. I hope that you have enjoyed reading it as much as I have enjoyed writing it. Over the past few months, Shadow Slave has taken the center stage in my life. When I sat down to write the first chapter, I really didn't know where this adventure was going to take me. Who would have thought that it was going to become the bane of my existence? Wait, no, my greatest source of joy. My great source of joy. That's what I meant to say, ... What would have thought that it was going to become my greatest source of joy? Today, a whole volume later, I feel very satisfied with the result. For the first nightmare to the desolate hell of the Forgotten Shores, Sunny had to go through a lot, learn a lot, and grow a lot. However, this is just the beginning. Damn, literally just the fucking beginning. Damn, that is so hype, dude. Let's go, bro. However, this is just the beginning. I hope you'll stick around and find out what happens next in Volume 2. As for now, does he tease the name? As for now, I only have one more thing to tell you guys. You have finished the first volume, Child of Shadows. Your shadow grows stronger. Good for him, man. That was a good little pun at them. Your shadow grows stronger. All right, man. That's fucking it. I am excited to see what Volume 2 is going to be called. If Volume 1 can drop Child of Shadows in Chapter 16 when he escapes his first nightmare, there has to be something pivotal that happens in the beginning of Volume 2 that's going to tease the naming. Scroll up a bit more. I compiled some things to recap. Oh, okay. Let's see. Tried to start LO10, but the starter was too boring. I didn't like the writing style, so I just picked up the #1 ranked novels. Oh, is that how you got into Shadow Slave? I'll tell you this, man, Cone. It is pretty slow, at least the start of LOTM. Like, the first 70 chapters of Lord of the Mysteries just builds up to the first fight. But within the first 70 chapters of Shadow Slave, so much more happens. But technically, the chapters are like... In Lord of the Mysteries, the chapters are like twice as long. Yeah, no, we haven't started just yet. Wait, what part am I looking at? What part did you say? Sunny? From the top? A summary of everything you need to know for Shadow Slave. I think we're good right here. Okay, so before we go into Volume 2, so a summary of everything you need to know about Shadow Slave World summarized by the author Guilty 3. General information, the Nightmare Spell. I remember this part. Nightmare Spell infects young people usually around 16 and 18. After being infected, those chosen by the spell experience an overwhelming desire to sleep. Once they succumb to this feeling, they are transported to the first nightmare. Okay? Wait, should we get into all this? Volume 2 is my... second as well. Ooh, okay. Wait, hold up. Before I feel like we can probably make this its own other thing, right? Go through everything, get a good little recap. The Nightmares, Dream Realm, Awakened, the Gates. I don't remember what gates are. If a seed of a nightmare isn't found and destroyed before it matures, a gate for... Oh, what it leads to the real world. I remember this. A gate from the dream realm is open, and a horde of nightmare creatures unleash into the real world. I remember this part now. Got it. Common terminology: gateway, citadel, memory enhancement, echo, soul core, soul shard, soul essence, soul rank, class, tier, aspects and abilities, aspects, attributes, aspect, ability, flaw, true name, hierarchy. Okay, you know what? I think we'll make this his own video. I got you, Sonny. We can probably do this tomorrow if you guys are down. We can go through the whole thing. I could definitely... I definitely need this refresher. Yeah. Yeah, history of the nightmare spell. Oh, yeah. Sonny, I knew Unc would forget stuff. Never. We'll do this for you guys, okay? We will do this for you guys. We'll make this its own video tomorrow if you guys are done. Hey, it's all here, okay? Sometimes it's behind like that fog, you know, it's behind that barrier, that fog barrier, but eventually the info seeps through the fog barrier and I remember again. All right, but I guess that's just volume 1 author notes for now. I'm excited for author 2, man. That's literally just the fucking beginning. He actually doubled his output because he's like, this is the make it or break it moment. And then it literally ended up just being like #1, right? Is it #1 or like at least top 3 on the web novel app? All right, well, we'll end it right there. Like, comment, sub, and we're going to be starting volume 2 right now. Awesome. The Gray Fog. You guys understood the reference? All right. Hold on. Oh, I got cheat scenes. Can't show where. I can't show you guys the chapter. It's, you know, it's premium, baby. Which is why we'll just react to it. Hold up. Let me check something on YouTube. How many people are watching on YouTube? Oh, I get it. We just went offline. Why does it say I'm offline? No, I'm online. No, yeah, we're online. LMAO? Wait, hold up. So I can see my Twitch live count and my YouTube live count. Oh, I got it. Heck yeah, remember if you're confused, it's normal. Okay. It'd probably go back to reread volume 1 after finishing the rest of COI. Wasn't a hit site web novel for reading leak? Yes, webnovel.com. All right. I received 100 today. Look at that. Restream gave me an announcement. I've received 100 messages today with Restream chat. Yay, we did it. 100 chat messages. That's fucking crazy. 100? Damn. I am sorry. It's taking us 20 minutes. All right. I apologize. It's taking fucking 20 minutes. Let's just go right into it. Oh my goodness. Oh man. I'm sorry. It's been 20 fucking minutes. All right. Let me get my Elden Ring playlist ready. Let me get my Shadow Slave playlist ready. All right. Shadow Slave playlist. Where are you? All right. SS playlist. Here we go. Got it. Here we go. Let's get the playlist ready. Hold up. All right. After stalling for like 20 minutes, figuring out how to use Restream, we're finally able to dual stream on Twitch, by the way. So if you guys prefer Twitch, that is also available for you guys. That being said, we did our author notes. We finished volume 1. And now we begin Shadow Slave Volume 2. I have a flaw, Alma. What flaw? I got 0 flaws. What are you talking about? Easy geeky flaw. You must always stall at the start. Guilty. One would say guilty for. I am guilty. Okay? Guilty. I am guilty. I stalled just a little bit. Not a lot. Just a little bit. But anyways, Volume 2 of Shadow Slave. If you like what you're going to see, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the videos. And I am trying to get used to the new Restream chat. Chat right here, although I'm getting used to the whole inverted thing. Chat is really hard to see right here. I know. But I will fix chat for the next video. I'm going to try to have like a little outline bubble or something on it so it's a little bit easier to see. I've updated it, but it's not updated on the stream. I don't know if it doesn't update because I went live. And I don't think it's going to update until we end stream, restart stream. Anyways, I am stalling out this outro as it is already. Intro. Let's just get right into it. I was about to say Lord of the Mysteries Volume 2. Shadow Slave Volume 2. It's called... Not Starlight. Hold up. That was Volume 1 ending. Exile. All right. Let's get right into it. I just realized you guys cannot hear the fucking music for the life of me. Sorry. I just realized the volume is way too low. Well, I know what you're gonna bring up. I heard some whispers. You guys were pretty vocal about it. Okay, so it wasn't whispers. You guys were pretty vocal about it. I don't know what the fuck is gonna happen in the beginning. Hold up, let me stop for one more minute. Don't worry, we're still in the intro. I don't know what's gonna happen in the beginning. Assuming shit is gonna be told out of order and not in chronological order. At least by the way you guys are telling me, like, you guys should, like, somebody said, should he read it in chronological order or should he skip chapters and then go back? No, it's okay. I am a Christopher Nolan stan, okay? If there's one thing I am good at, it's time loops. And I did not understand the time loop and LOTM for people that didn't catch that. Okay, sorry. I'll take that L. I am a Nolan stan, and this man fucking loves messing around with time. So if there's some weird chronological shit going on, I'm gonna pick it up first try. First try, baby. Just watch. Watch me. Zero confusion at all. Skipping chapters. No, we're not gonna skip chapters. I will understand everything first try flawlessly. Okay, Sunny has the flaws, not Easy Geeky. We are flawless. We're gonna understand everything first try. Starting with chapter 1, Exile. praise our noble cockroach. Always the way the author intended to. I will always read or experience something the way it was released. That's just me. Like, yeah, I guess there's some, you can say some things, but like most of the time, I like things like as it comes out. Timestamp. Okay. Chapter 96. Chapter 96. Got it. Beautiful. Exile. Every awaken has flaws, not just sunny. The confusion and mystery made it cool? Hell fucking yeah. Alright, here we go. I'm excited. You guys are hyping me up, man. The fact that you guys think I might be confused or just... you guys are getting me a little excited here. Alright. Chapter 96. Exile. Wake up, sunless. Your nightmare... What? Nightmare's over? Shut the hell up. Oh, wait. What the... Oh! Wait. Okay. Wait. What's going on already? Wake up, sunless. Your nightmare is... ... Shut the hell up. Trying to remain in the blissful embrace of sleep, Sunny hissed through his teeth and stubbornly closed his eyes tighter. He was warm and comfortable under the blanket on his own bed where all the problems of the world seemed less serious and dire. For a moment there was silence. That's better. Wake up, sunless. You're... goddammit. Thrusting one arm from under the blanket, Sunny summoned one of his memories. Immediately, a triangular leaf-shaped throwing dagger appeared in his hand, only to be thrown blindly at the source of the irritating voice. Missing its mark, the he gets a fucking kunai? What the fuck? The kunai clinked against the stone wall and fell to the floor. However, the voice did fall silent. Sunny sighed. It was already too late. What the fuck am I reading? Okay, I can see how some of you guys are already a little bit confused. You guys thought you guys were reading the wrong chapter? I can see that. Okay, so it's showing us that, okay, man, I'm not gonna lie, I might get lost. It's easier, I'm a visual learner. If I'm reading things out of chronological order, shit, hold up. This might be kind of hard for me. All right, hold up, I got this. Sunny side. It was already too late. He was awake. Oh, he woke up. Far in the distance, the waves were starting to crash against the city wall. The night was coming, so it was time to get up. Opening his eyes, Sunny sat up and looked around. His room was beautiful and spacious. The stone walls were engraved with the intricate patterns, creating an atmosphere of sanctity and elegance. The furniture was made out of pale polished wood, with several mismatched pieces that Sunny had scattered from different places himself. The roof had no windows, however, there was light wells hidden here and there. I read that so wrong. Sadly, the ingenious system of mirrors that was supposed to bathe the hidden chamber in sunlight was long destroyed, leaving only dark inside. Sunny didn't mind. In fact, this was one of... Oh my god, I scrolled down way too much. Son of a bitch. Hold up. God damn it. Shit, now I'm like fucking Sunny saying god damn it. If there's a spoiler, don't worry, I didn't read it. That thing was unsent. Hold up. Fucking shit. I think I found my place. Okay, I found my place. Sunny didn't mind. In fact, this was one of the features of his secret lair that he enjoyed the most. Darkness was his best friend. Yawning, he stood up and rubbed his face to chase away the last remnants of sleep. His long dirty hair was getting in the way, so he moved back. Let's make some breakfast, but first thing first, Sunny moved his hand, pulling on the invisible string that connected his wrist to the ring-shaped pommel of the kunai. The throwing dagger jumped into the air and landed on the palm. This was a trick that had taken Sunny quite some time to master. In the beginning, he almost lost a couple of fingers while trying to learn how to control the flying blade. I am sorry. How far ahead did we just jump? Walking over to a wall empty of engravings, he used the kunai to scratch a small line into the stone. All around it, there were dozens and dozens similar... Oh, how many days have passed? All around it, there were dozens and dozens of similar lines, grouping neatly into the sets of ives. If it had already been 4 months since Sunny came to this loathsome, godforsaken city. Whoa, okay. Many things had happened during that time. Cassie's vision... Cassie's vision had turned out to be true. Far in the west, they indeed found a vast ruined city surrounded by tall walls, with monsters wandering its narrow streets, and in the center of the city there was a hill with a magnificent castle standing on its top. Miraculously, the castle was full of people. However, they weren't awakened, as the three of them had hoped. Instead, there were each and every one of them mere sleepers, because there was no gateway in the castle. Hundreds of humans, those who had... Oh, wait, what the fuck? They're all gathered around? I'm sorry. No, don't keep a Casey counter. No, how dare you guys? Hundreds of humans, those who had managed to survive the lethal hellscape of the Forgotten Shore due to their strength or luck, were stuck with no hope of ever returning to the real world. It was nothing but a graveyard of hope. Remembering his first days in the castle, Sunny couldn't help but laugh out loud. Oh, what a fool he had been, so full of hope and newfound faith in humanity. Where's that faith now, huh? Laughing hysterically, he bent over and slapped his knees. Oh, that's funny. Good one, Sonny. What do you think about it, eh, buddy? The shadow didn't respond, staring at him with reproach. If silence only made Sonny laugh louder, he just couldn't stop. To be honest, he had gone a little bit insane some time ago, probably around his third week of living alone in the city. Whoa, he's alone? Probably around his third week of living alone in the city, he was more or less all right after leaving the castle due to that unfortunate falling out with them. Well, what the fuck happened? They had a fallout? No, he was more or less all right after leaving the castle due to that unfortunate falling out with, well, it didn't matter. What the fuck happened with Cassie and Nephis? The point was that on his third week, the damn bastard of a knight had almost dismembered him, leaving Senna with no choice but to crawl away while using his own two hands to stop his intestines from falling out. Bro, this sounds hype as fuck, dude. After finding his way to a secluded ditch and lying there for a few days, too weak to move and simply waiting to die with not a soul around to help him, Sunny wasn't quite the same. Good times. Anyways, he survived. Dismissing the kunite, Sunny walked over to a table that he had already scavenged from the ruins of a library and glanced at the gray rock that was lying in the center. I don't know how I feel that they had a falling out. I'm actually kind of sad now. What the fuck? And glancing at the gray rock that was lying in its center, no matter how you looked at it, it was just an ordinary rock. However, as soon as Sunny's gaze fell on its rock, a rock is speaking to him? Dismissing the kunite, Sunny walked over to a table that he had scavenged from the ruins of a library and glanced at the gray rock that was lying in its center. No matter how you look at it, it was just an ordinary rock. However, as soon as Sunny's gaze well on it, the rock spoke. Wake up, Sunless, your nightmare is over. Wait, what? The rock was in fact one of his most valuable. It's not a memory in its head. It's like an actual memory from the nightmare. Got it. I was like, what does that mean again? The rock was, in fact, one of his most valuable memories, and in all ways except for one, it was indeed just a rock, which was already useful enough. There were a lot of things that someone as devious as Sunny could accomplish with the help of a rock. However, this particular rock was also capable of parroting different sounds, which made it simply priceless. Right now, it was parroting Sunny's own voice. Wake up, Yuval thing. Struggling with the irritating desire to turn the parrot rock into dust, Sunny dismissed it and removed a piece of cloth from the table. Beneath it, a few strips of monster's meat lay on a silver platter. He had hunted this monster himself, which was not as easy task in the past parts. In fact, as far as Sunny knew, he was one of very few people capable of hunting in the city alone. The reason for this was that most of the nightmare creatures populating it were of the fallen rank, which would be high, with only a handful of weaker ones hiding here and there. No one was crazy enough to hunt the fallen monsters. Instead, large hunting parties used to experienced guides to avoid these powerful creatures while searching for easier prey. But to Sunny, singling out straying awakened monsters were comparatively easy. He hunted it. How fucking strong does he get? He hunted at night using a deep shadow to make himself nothing short of invisible. If he didn't want to fight a fallen abomination, he didn't have to. Most of the time, in any case, he never went hungry. Sunny grinned and said in a deeply satisfied tone, "Ah, life is good." Wait, what the fuck? I honestly like how he got it. Oh, okay. All right, I'm excited to see how he got it. I don't know how I feel, though, that he had a falling out, though, with his friends. So it's 2 rank above the sleepers like Sunny. Got it. Okay. All right. Next chapter, brothers and sisters. Timestamp. 10 minutes, 50 seconds. One rank above the scavengers. Oh, got it. Okay, that makes more sense. I thought it was like 2 ranks above them. Wait, does that mean it's 1 rank No, the tree would have been stronger. 1 rank above the... I'm trying to remember the tree and the eggs rank. Okay. Oh, man, I almost forgot how to stream for a sec. I take like 3 days off just gaming. Oh, wait, what the fuck? Do you guys see that? The thing is kind of down here. I don't have this completely lined up. Whatevers. We'll get to that later. Next chapter. And sorry for the stalling in the beginning. I apologize, guys. Chapter 97 is called Hunter's Dream. a hunter? I understood that Bloodborne reference. Life indeed was good. In fact, Sunny would even go as far as to say that currently it was wonderful. One would expect that being stuck in a cursed city located in the middle of an actual hell, surrounded by nothing but ruins and horrifying monsters, was not really the best way to live your life, but to him this was a somewhat of a paradise. To his surprise, Sunny had found out that this type of existence suited him pretty well. He had no obligation, no need to worry about the future, and most importantly was not required to interact with other humans. Humans always made things hard and complicated. He was sick of them. Being of his own was much better. He didn't have to pretend to be someone else, force himself to behave differently from how he wanted to, and strain his mind trying to understand people's convoluted feelings. For the first time in his life, Sunny could simply be himself. Turns out his true self was very easy to please. He had no shortage of interesting things to do, explore, and kill. His life was very entertaining and comfortable, all things considered. If at all things considered, you would say. It was at least way better than his pathetic existence in the outskirts. Back in the real world, the key to this harmonious feeling was very simple. It was to have no hope. Sunny discovered that hope was a true enemy of peace. It was the most vile and poisonous thing in the universe. If there was ever a glimmer of hope to return home, he would have been desperate, full of anxiety, and probably in the middle of some insane disaster right now. Like he had always been before, but without hope, things were simple. What the fuck? Without hope, things were simple and pleasant. He really couldn't wish for more. Keep telling yourself this crap, you might really believe it. Sunny grinned. Ignorance is bliss. What is there to believe? It's the truth. The shadow silently shook its head, long accustomed to its crazy tirades. Lately, Sunny had been oh my god, I cannot read. Lately, Sunny had been talking to himself a lot, having long arguments that sometimes descended into screaming matches. It was a good way to pass the time. A bit later, he emerged from his secret chamber. Sunny's lair was situated in the upper part of the ruined cathedral. The entrance hidden behind a tall statue of some unknown goddess. There was a small balcony that allowed him to observe the grand hall of the temple over the goddess's shoulders, concealed from the sight by the strands of their stone hair. The balcony was really high above the floor, making it impossible for any creature to climb on it by accident. Falling down would certainly kill a normal human. Sunny had discovered the hidden room while spying on the bastard that had gutted him. Oh, the one that cut his intestines almost out, right? He had entered the cathedral through the hole in its roof and landed on one of the wide support beams that walked across. He accidentally noticed a small balcony. I find it weird, like, so it's been... I never struggle to read, by the way. No, never have I entered. It's just my computer screen is glitchy sometimes, so like sometimes I just can't read the screen because the screen goes dim. I find it weird that we just had like a 4-month time skip, and I assume we eventually go back. But that's pretty cool. Hopefully it's not like SAO or there's all these fucking random ass time skips and then we just never talk about what happened in between those months, right? Sorry, a little SAO rant right there. Sunny had discovered the hidden room while spying on the bastard that had gutted him. He had entered the cathedral through the hole in its roof and landed on one of the wide support beams, then walked across and accidentally noticed a small balcony. That's how he and that bastard had become neighbors. That bastard was in fact the guardian of this place. He patrolled the grand hall, killing anyone who dared to come inside. Sunny saw plenty of powerful nightmare creatures fall to his sword, cleaved apart without much of an effort. Of course, the bastard was a nightmare creature of considerable power himself. Sunny was pretty sure that he was at least a devil. Oh shit, man, this is gonna be hype. Sharing the cathedral with a devil was very convenient. Sunny could sleep easily knowing that no monster would be able to reach the inner sanctum alive. Of course, he had to be careful never to be seen by this murderous roommate. I'm sorry. So he's sleeping next to this dude in hopes that he doesn't catch him? Coping? Never. What are you talking about, bro? Never have we ever. Sharing the cathedral with a devil was very convenient. Sunny could sleep easily knowing that no monster would be able to reach the inner sanctum alive. Of course, he had to be careful never to be seen by his murderous roommate. On the upside, he could observe the devil as much as he wanted, waiting for a chance to exact his revenge. Sunny was hell-bent on killing that damn knight. Eventually, the bastard had to die, but before that, Sunny had to become stronger, much, much stronger. Oh my god, I scrolled down again. Shit. Got it. Found my place. But before that, Sunny had to become stronger, much, much stronger. Walking across the beams of the cathedral, he approached the hole in the roof and climbed through it. Outside of the night was already reigning over the world. It was time to hunt. A skeptical hunch figure was slowly walking along the narrow street of the cursed city. The creature had long arms that ended with vicious claws and deformed heads with a wide mouth full
of razor-sharp fangs. Even with its back bent, the monster was at least 2 meters tall, 6 feet. It was dressed in a torn shroud that was once white but had long turned brown from the dried blood. This was Sunny's prey. The creature, which was called a blood fiend, was among the weakest dwellers of the cursed city. It was merely an awakened monster, barely intelligent and comparatively easy to kill. Of course, nothing was really easy to kill here. After all, each and every human of Forgotten Shore was just a dormant beast. Despite the fact that they shared the same rank and class, the blood fiends were less formidable than the Carpicentrians. In terms of the strength and speed, however, there was only until the smelled blood, which sent them into murderous frenzy. In this state, the fiends were a true menace. Pathetic, Sunny thought, stalking the nightmare creature from the shadow. He had killed a few of those monsters in the past and had a great time each time, well, except for the time that one encounter where he had accidentally scratched himself on a sharp stone. That was no fun at all. Time to die, you ugly freak. The blood fiend was just about to turn the corner when he suddenly wait, I'm sorry, one sec. Hold up. Let me do this. 2 meters, 6 feet, 7 inches. I wouldn't mind this type of roommate, especially in this economy. In this economy, fuck, man. And then you didn't even got to pay rent. And no one bothers you? Life would be good, huh? The blood fiend was just about to turn the corner when a sudden sound attracted his attention. With unnatural speed, the monster turned around and fell on all fours, his sensitive ears picking up the slightest rustle. Then he took a few careful steps forward and stopped at a certain spot. In front of the fiend, an ordinary-looking rock was lying on the ground. A second later, the rock suddenly spoke. Behind you, it said politely. The creature froze for a moment and then turned around with lightning fast speed. Somehow, it whistled in the air, and the upper part of the blood fiend's body separated from the lower part. Still refusing to die, the monster reached out with its long arms, too slow. Sunny slashed it with the Midnight Shard, severing... Oh, his new sword, got it. The Midnight Shard. Severing one of the arms at the elbow. Continuing the motion, he took quite a step forward and performed another strike. This time, piercing the creature's skull, the tip of the tachi entered... Oh, it's not a katana, it's a tachi. The tip of the tachi entered through one of its eyes and exited through the back of its head. All of it took less than a second. By the time both parts of the monsters fell to the ground, Sunny had already retrieved the sword. Looking up with acceptation, he smiled and waited. Come on, said. As if answering his call, the spell whispered, you have slain an awakened monster, blood fiend. Your shadow grows stronger. Sunny grinned. Ah, thank you kindly. You're so sweet. God damn, I skipped a line. Look at his fucking fragments, though. He got a lot, bro. The runes shimmered as they appeared in the air in front of him. Looking down, he read shadow fragments 398 out of 1,000. Just 2 fragments away from 400. These days, he was progressing at a very respectable speed. In the beginning, back when he had not known the sitting creatures that populated it, Sunny was lucky to get a few fragments in a week. He had also been much more prone to ending up bloodied and one step away from death. But now things were slowly changing. He couldn't even remember the last time he felt compelled to say goodbye to life. Ah, you idiot. You just had to go and think out loud, huh? Just as you finished that thought, a distant sound of footsteps reached his ear. Oh, it's the bigger one. Ah, he's here. It's the bigger enemy, right? Oh, shit. All right, let's keep reading, bro. Oh, that's good. This is good. This is hype. Ooh, this is exciting. This is exciting. Oh, that was a long chapter. Okay. That was pretty good. Okay, that was like a 9-minute chapter. Sunny's way stronger now. I'm kind of excited to see how strong he gets. The only thing I'm kind of sad, though, is like, what the fuck? We left the gang, man. That's the only thing that's kind of bumming me out right now. I ain't gonna lie. Okay, let me update this, and let's read chapter 98. It's called Uninvited Guests. But yeah, man, I don't know. I'm excited. Thank you for saying he's way stronger now, Cone. But, like, I'm excited that he's a lot stronger, but I'm also kind of sad that he's, like, apart from Nephis and Cassie. Like, I want to know what led to that fallout. Or, like, if it was a fallout, or I don't know if it was, like, planned. I don't know, but let's keep reading. Chapter 98 is called Uninvited Guests. Sunny looked grimly at the corpse of the blood fiend, then in the direction of the approaching footsteps. Who was crazy enough to remain in this cursed city during the night? Only a complete lunatic would do something that stupid. All the sane people were long gone from the streets, not to mention the very few who were willing to enter the ruins to begin with. A dark shadow flowed from the tip of the Midnight Shard's blade, coalescing on the ground. It stared at him with his sarcasm. Sunny stared back. What? The shadow shook its head and didn't answer, forcing himself to turn away with a confusion shrug. Whatever, it seems we have guessed. What to do. This place is a mess. Looking around, Sunny sighed, glancing at the corpse of the monster once again and summoned the kunine. The smart thing to do was to run away. Who knew what exactly was producing those footsteps? Maybe it was a group of people. Maybe it was a nightmare creature with a lot of feet. It was better not to find out. But he wasn't done with the hunt yet. He still had to get his trophies. Go back, go take a look. Sending the shadow away, Sunny kneeled and began to cut through the tough flesh of the dead creature without enhancing the effects of the shadow. Slicing the blood fiend apart was not going to be easy. However, he still managed to find the first soul shard rather quickly. One more goes. Meanwhile, the shadow had discovered the uninvited visitors. 6 humans were cautiously walking along the narrow along the narrow path in the stone ruins, lighting their way with a ghostly blue lantern. Shit, man, are they gonna be good or bad? Because I remember the Awakened Academy to say you never know, man, like if they're gonna be your friends or enemies. They were all rugged men wearing mismatched suits and armor and armed to the teeth. In case you missed it. Oh, he called himself a... Oh, I'm sorry, I misread that. Thank you for telling me that, Knight. He called himself a lunatic. I thought he was calling them lunatics. Got it. Thank you. All right, I guess I didn't catch that. They were all rugged men wearing mismatched suits of armor and armed to the teeth. Their eyes were cold in the hearts, and he raised his eyebrows. My oh my, they really are people. What is a bunch of goonlugs, thugs, doing outside the castle walls in the middle of the night? Gunlug was the owner of the castle and the self-proclaimed king of this odious place. Every sleeper of the Forgotten Shore was forced to either serve him or pay him tribute. Even so, the latter usually didn't live long. Dismissing the Midnight Shard and the Parrot Rock, Sunny concentrated on searching for the second soul shard. He wanted to be gone from the street before the gentleman arrived, but the circle of the blue light was approaching too fast. Finally catching a glimpse of the glowing crystal, Sunny grabbed it and hurriedly hid it in his armor. Then he dropped the kunai on the ground and took several steps back. But it was too late. They had already seen him. Be careful, there's a monster. As Sunny was backing away, several weapons were aimed in his direction. Feeling that things were about to get out of control, he cleared his throat and said in a trembling voice, "Oh, please don't hurt me. I'm human." Saying this, he mentally looked himself over. With his ghostly pale skin and dirty hair, his ragged armor covered in layers of dried and fresh blood, Sunny was indeed easy to mistake for a nightmare creature. He wasn't really paying much attention to his personal hygiene and appearance these days. Hopefully speaking a human language would prove his identity. Raising his hands to show that he wasn't armed, Sunny took another step back. The 6 sleepers were really surprised to see another human this far away from the walls of the castle, especially at night. Using their momentary confusion, he cautiously moved even further away. Don't move. Finally able to comprehend the situation, one of these castle inhabitants himself, a threatening command. Sunny immediately froze, carefully not to make any sudden movements. The unexpected guests proceeded to come closer, glancing at the corpse of the blood fiend as they walked past it. One of them was taller and better equipped than the rest. Piercing Sunny with a menacing gaze, he approached him and stopped 1 or 2 steps away. This man was older than Sunny by a few years. He was tall and muscular with a patchy beard covering the lower part of his face and a mean look in his watery blue eyes. From his demeanor and memories, it was easy to tell that the leader of the group had spent no less than 3 years on the... Whoa, what the fuck? Wait, do people just not go in and come out at the same time? Is that what's going on? Shit, I don't remember this part. Like, I remember when they all went in the Awakened Academy. But, like, can there potentially be people that were already in there? What the... By the way, there's almost 50 of you guys here. Holy shit, man. Thank you guys, by the way. Oh my god, I just realized that. Sorry if I didn't say that. Or if I'm not appreciative. Thank you. But, like, so... Are people going into nightmares at the same time? Like, in this one, are they all in the dream realm at the same time? Or are people just going in at different times? Every year at winter solstice, they get into the dream realm. It's yearly. Sleepers go into the dream realm every winter solstice. The no gate part does not allow them to get out. They can get out when they find a gateway. Oh, thank you. So if there's no gateway, they don't get out. So for example, this guy could have just been trapped in the castle for 3 years, but because he's not going out of the castle to find a gate, this bitch is just stuck there. Got it. Okay, wow. So, like, bro, you're telling me potentially there's, like, people that have been in the nightmare, like, from the beginning and never got out? Oh, bro, they would be so stupidly strong. Like, what's that fucking Dark Knight saying? You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. That is such a good, like, thing that Guilty 3 can go down on. But no one gets out right there. If there's no gateway, there's no way out. Got it, okay. With his ghostly pale skin and dirty hair, his ragged... I read this. Don't move. Finally able to comprehend the situation, one of the castle inhabitants hissed a threatening command. Sunny immediately froze, careful not to make any sudden movements. The unexpected guest proceeded to come closer, glancing at the corpse of the blood fiend as they walked past it. One of them was taller and better equipped than the rest. Piercing Sunny with a menacing gaze, he approached him and stopped 1 or 2 steps away. The man... Wow, I zoomed in and it's getting easier to read. All it took me was 1 zoom in. Oh shit, now I can read it better. Finally able to comprehend the situation of the castle inhabitants, hissed a threatening command. Sunny obediently froze, carefully not to make any sudden movements. The unexpected guest proceeded to come closer, glancing at the corpse of the blood fiend as they walked past it. One of them was taller and better equipped than the rest. Piercing Sunny with a menacing gaze, he approached him and stopped 1 or 2 steps away. The man was older than Sunny by a few years. He was tall and muscular with a patchy beard, covering the lower part of his face and a mean look in his watery blue eyes. From the demeanor and memories, it was easy to tell that the leader of the group had spent no less than 3 years on the Forgotten Shore. He had experience and time to grow stronger than most sleepers here. However, it was also apparent that he wasn't really high up in the ranks of the Gunling army, otherwise his equipment would have been much more impressive. Still, the heavy battle axe that was resting on the man's shoulder looked really sharp. It would take him only a second to bring that thing down on Sunny's head. "Who are you? What the hell are you doing here?" Sunny blinked a couple of times, then gulped and answered carefully, I'm Sunless. I live here." The leader of the hunting party, if that what it is, narrowed his eyes. "What, live here? Do you take me for a fool, boy? No one can survive in the city." The other sleepers were of the same opinion, except for one who looked at Sunny with doubt. Frowning, he took a step forward and said in an uncertain tone, "Wait, Chief, he might be telling the truth. I heard that there's a crazy kid who lives in the ruins alone." I'm sorry, he's a crazy kid? Am I pronouncing it right? Is not Gunlang? Oh my, it's Gunling. Oh shit, it's Casey all over again. All right, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out after this chapter. How is that possible? His subordinate glanced at Sunny Shroud. From what I heard, his aspect allows the boy to hide in the shadows really well. I guess he crawls around like a rat and picks up the... Fucking speaking of rats, I fucking hate rats in Arc Rider. I will never trust a fucking rat again. Oh my god, man. You lose so much fucking loot. Back to Shadow Slave. Crawled around like a fucking rat and picked up the leftovers after the monsters are done eating. I don't really know, but someone was talking about him back in the castle. I thought they were just telling tales. Suddenly, it's Gunling. Okay, I will use text-to-speech right now. Sunny frowned. Crazy boy rat. Why did everyone feel compelled to call him names? Meanwhile, the helpful sleeper thought for a bit and added, I think he came into town with that bitch. Whoa! This bitch is dead. If you call Nephis a bitch, bro, decapitated, kill, instant. Like, Sunny needs to take him out right now. I think he came into town with that bitch. Change of stars. Sunny frowned, turned to scroll. Looking down, he's whispered to Shadow, "These guys are really very rude, don't you think?" Of course, his whisper was easily heard by everyone around. The sleeper stared at him in confusion. Sunny tilted his head a little and opened his eyes wide as if shocked by something. "What, you think I should kill them all? I mean, isn't it a little bit over the top?" I'm sorry, this guy's crazy. He's fucking talking to himself. I should give them a chance to apologize at least. It's like he's talking to his shadow. It's like he's kind of talking to himself at the same time because, like, the shadow can't respond, right? The leader of the hunting party took a step forward and said in a low, growling voice, "What are you mumbling about, rat?" Oh, I fucking hate this guy. Fucking kill him, dude. Just kill him already. Sunny looked at him with a scorn and dissatisfaction. "Hey, I was talking to my buddy. Can you please not interrupt?" A wide, dangerous smile appeared on the tall man's face. With a sigh, Sunny turned his head and said, "All right, if you insist. You guys has offended my dearest friend Nephis of the immortal flaming cannon. She and I are very, very close." Why the fuck did they split? So I'll give you one chance to apologize for calling her a, well, you know, if you don't, say goodbye to your lies. Oh my god. I fucking love Sunny. This guy's a badass, bro. Oh, he's aura farming. I can feel it. The older man stared at him for several seconds and suddenly raised his head and laughed. "Oh, that's a good one." Shut the this guy is so fucking annoying already. Hopefully he's not a fan favorite. He's so annoying already. "Oh, that's a good one. Have you heard, guys? This tiny weasel will give us a chance. How generous should we be generous to, huh? What do you say? That boy is sick in the head after all." The other 5 sleepers were not sharing his enthusiasm. One of them smiled darkly and said, "No, Chief, I think we should just kill him." Oh, it's so over. GG. Put that poor fool out of his misery, you know. And just to be sure, he hasn't killed humans. He's killed, like, the inhabitants of the dream realm, right? Like Hero and, like, the other slaves in this first nightmare. But he hasn't really killed sleepers yet. Wait, guys, he's one of Change Star's people. Remember, Original group. Wait, guys, he's one of Changing Stars people. Remember the original group? I mean, they had survived 2 entire months of the labyrinth on their own. We shouldn't underestimate the. However, oh, he's already been killed. That's why I went ... However, the leader interrupted him with a contemptuous scoff. I heard that Saint Neff has carried 2 useless sacks of shit on her back all the way to the castle. That bitch is fond of taking care of weaklings, right? I hate this guy. That delicious little friend of. What? That delicious little friend of hers is blind, for God's sake. I'm sure that this... What the fuck does that mean, bro? I'm sure that this one is no better. Then he turned to Sunny and grinned. I tell you what, rat, give us all your memories and we'll be generous enough to let you live. Nah, I fucking hate this group. Fucking off with their heads. If an awakened died, then their memories disappeared with them. The only way to get the memories was to make the owner transfer them on their own free will. Oh, so you gotta torture them. How? Oh, it's gonna be fun. Oh, this is getting good. However, whether or not that was affected by corrosion or corrosion... oh my God, I cannot read today. I am so sorry. If I don't read daily, oh my God, it's bad. It will not be affected by the corrosion or the torture. Didn't really matter. At least not to people like these. Sunny blinks, so you're not going to apologize. The tall man grinned. I think not. Sunny sighed. Oh, well, so you want my memories, eh? I have a few. Let me think. How about this one? Lowering one hand, he summoned the parrot rock. It immediately appeared on the palm, looking as boring as ordinary as always. The leader of the... You want my rock? The leader of the hunting party frowned, not taking his eyes away from Sunny's face. Despite his crude exterior, he was paranoid and careful. Years of experience had taught him to never lower his guard. A moment later, the rock spoke, behind you. Oh, that is so fucking cool, dude. That was the most basic of tricks. So the tall man grinned, still looking Sunny in the eyes. Do you really think that I will fall for it? Is it the shadow? However, before he was done talking, the blade of the kunai hit him from behind. Wait, if he's in the front, how's that happening from the back? Before he was done talking, the blade of the kunai hit him from behind, penetrating the back of the man's skull and killing him on the spot. Oh! I love Sunny. I love him. Oh, he is so hype. This bitch is aura farming. This bitch, oh my God. He's actually killing sleepers. Yo, long time no stream. I know it's been a while. Hey, long time no see, long time no stream. I like that. That's gonna be our new saying. This rock is kind of badass. So it's like, he like jebaited him. All right, this is good. I love this new Sunny. I love this time skip Sunny, man. Let's fucking keep reading, dude. This is good. I like it. I like this Sunny. This is a good Sunny. 3219. He dropped it before. This is good. Well, were there spoilers? No, it's okay. I didn't read no spoilers. Don't worry. It's okay. If there's spoilers, I didn't read it. All right, let me send the missus a message. Don't want her to get mad. Hold up, we're reaching the 1 hour mark. Let me send her a quick message. Okay, we're good. 99. Let's update this bad boy. All right, you guys ready? You need more Warhammer lore? How do you know I've been playing Warhammer, man? That's pretty cool. Awesome, dude. First time chatter on Twitch. Awesome, dude. All right, chapter 99 is called Pursuit. So the sleepers chase Sunny. Okay. All right, let's keep going. Let's do this. 99, correct? Yes, we're good. So Sunny had dropped the throwing dagger near the monster's body in advance and didn't wait. Sunny had dropped the throwing dagger near the monster's body in advance and then took all those steps back to make this exact situation possible. Is he like recalling it? Sunny had dropped the throwing dagger near the monster's body in advance and then took all those steps back to make this exact situation possible. As soon as the parrot rock spoke, he pulled on the visible string. Oh, he pulled on it. He pulled on the invisible string, sending the kunai flying back in his direction. The tall bastard didn't just happen to be in its path either. You have slain. The leader of the hunting party really should have listened to that rock. You have slain. Your shadow grows stronger. Oh man, this is hype, dude. Before the sleepers even had time to react, Satan was already moving. The shadow had been wrapped around his body a long time ago, making him that much faster. Oh, so not only... Wait, no, it does make him faster. I remember it like enhances his strength and durability. I forget it also enhances his speed, making him much faster. Summoning the Midnight Shard, he fluidly slashed at the nearest enemy, severing the man's arm and elbow. The blade struck right between the vambrace and the counter of the enhanced plated armor. To Sunny, these people were slow and clumsy, their power level and technique severely lacking. He had already been more experienced than them after a harrowing journey through the Crimson Labyrinth. Learning how to wield the sword in combat of changing star herself, the 3 months she had spent hunting and surviving alone in the Cursed City. So they spent 3 months together. The 3 months he had spent hunting and surviving. Oh no, 3 months. No, he hasn't been with her for 3 months. So he was in a labyrinth for 2 months. He was under the tree for a month, so that's 3 months. He spent 3 months alone in the Dark City already. So wow, he's been in the dream realm for about half a year already. Whoa, what the fuck? That's crazy. We're only on chapter 99. It's been 6 months already. So the Crimson Labyrinth, learning how to wield the sword in combat for Changing Star herself, the 3 months he had spent hunting and surviving alone in the Cursed City only made the gap much wider. Despite looking easy prey, Satan was anything but. However, he wasn't foolish enough to challenge all 5 of them. People might have been weaker than nightmare creatures, but what made them really dangerous was their unpredictability. Each aspect was unique, arming humans with a formidable arsenal and of inexplicable abilities. We were 3-4 mods for LOTM. Yeah, we were about 3 to 4 for LOTM. Facing something you couldn't understand was the surest way to end up dead. With his advantage of the surprise gone, suddenly decided that it was time to retreat. Turning around, he jumped out of the circle of light and ran. It was really hard to pursue someone who could see in the dark of these narrow streets, so there was a real chance of escaping unscratched. However, the kunai was also stashed to Sunny's wrist, sliding out of the dead leader's skull. It fell to the ground and clinked loudly against the stones. He jumped a few meters away and hit the pavement again, creating more noise. Get that bastard, he killed the chief. Following the sound of the metal striking against the stone, the sleepers lunged forward, following in Sunny's footsteps. What a persistent bunch. Even the guy who had lost an arm was on his heels, either having a way to stop the bleeding or simply unwilling to let the attacker escape, even if it cost him his own life. The part of the city where Sunny was hunting ground, he knew every nook and cranny of these streets like his own 5 fingers. Honestly, he was unsure that these guys were even thinking. If it wasn't for him carefully choosing the path, they would have ended up disturbing some terrifying fallen creature and becoming its dinner a long time ago. Something wasn't quite right here. I'm saying this name so wrong. Gunling. Gunling's people might have been thugs, but they were experienced and accomplished hunters. They feared the city and knew how to behave while outside the castle walls. Otherwise, all of them would have been dead a long time ago. Come to think of it, I'm scrolling down too much. Come to think of it, scroll down a little bit more, scroll up. Come to think of it, it was extremely rare to see them going anywhere near the city night. Were these fools even real hunters? If not, what were they up to? Sunny briefly considered leaving one of them alive to interrogate later. Hell yeah. But then decided against it. To be honest, he wasn't really curious. Human business had long ago lost its allure in his eyes. Bro. Gunlang, spelling Nightmare Strikes Back. No, hold up. Which Shadow Slave is he reading? Which Shadow Slave? We are on Volume 2 Shadow Slave. I don't know what Gunling. I think I'm saying it wrong. I'll be honest. It's pretty bad. My pronunciation is pretty bad at times. I'm sorry. He had much more interesting things to do. Finally reaching his goal, Sunny lingered on the steps pretending to be in a panic. The 5 sleepers were once again able to lay eyes on their victim. The scrawny kid was hesitating in front of the entrance to a large ruined building. The fear clearly written on its dirty, pale face, it seemed as though he didn't know where to go, afraid to run into a dead end. Noticing them, he flinched and dove into the building with desperation in his eyes. You have nowhere to run now, rat. Hissing the man who had lost his hands to Sunny's blade. Full of killing intent, the sleepers followed the crazy young man into the building. However, once they got inside, they saw no sign of that scared kid. The only thing they saw was a simple rock lying on the floor. He dropped it again. As the one-armed man belatedly realized that something was wrong, the rock said in an anonymous tone, "Say goodbye to your lives." Fucking aura farming. I can't believe a rock is aura farming. A second later, a massive silhouette stepped out of the darkness. The man's eyes widened as the figure of a regal knight clad in a missing black armor reflected in them. Is it the one that he'd take him back to his roommate, his neighbor, right? His roommate, right? The creature was more than 2 meters tall. His Gothic armor forged from illustrious anthracite. That sounds good. Anthracite steel. Every part of the armor was decorated with intricate engravings that told a tale so horrifying that anyone would go insane from looking at them for too long. The helmet of the Black Knight was crouched with curved horns that might have been wings once. In the narrow fissure of his vision, the 2 ghastly red flames were burning with indescribable menace. Before the sleeper had time to react, a heavy black blade fell from above, effortlessly severing his body from head to groin. Fuck, dude. Cutting through the flesh and bone and armor with similar ease, a torrent of blood surged to the floor. Climbing onto one of the supporting beams of the ruined cathedral, Sunny sat down and looked at the slaughter that was happening below. Huh, that bastard is in a really bad mood today. Well, have fun. Have fun, you say. Well, have fun. Sometime later, as the echoes of screaming began to fade away, he sighed and counted the corpses lying on the distant floor. It was hard to count because most of them were in pieces. Damn, this is a good introduction to the Dark City arc. 6 people, their disappearance won't go unnoticed, especially if they were really up to no good, huh? Why do I feel like I had just gotten myself in trouble? He kind of did get himself in trouble. Oh man, it's good, bro. Stop spreading false rumors, guys. Oh, were there? Wait, what I miss? What I miss? Let me drink some water. Let me see what the missus said. Delete the element. We are reading a web novel, right? Yeah, guys, we definitely don't read on. Yeah, no. And then we just talk about where not to read things. I would never do the LOTM Volume 3 thing. What was that LOTM Volume 3 thing? Sorry, I'm just finalizing plans with the missus. Okay, we're good. It's YouTube, 47 people are watching me live, and then Twitch, 1. Damn, that's crazy, man. Thank you guys. Damn, that's sick. That is insane. That's fucking insane, dude. Holy shit. I never thought I'd be like streaming. I don't know, man. I just randomly decided one day, like, fuck it, let's just stream. It's like, I'm bored. I need friends. Oh shit, dude. Alright, let's do my timestamp. 39 minutes. 29 seconds. W Twitch? Hell yeah. That one person watching Twitch. You know what, man? I'm thinking about it. I think I'm actually the only person watching me on Twitch. Although I just realized that I'm my only viewer because I have my own stream up on Twitch. I'm watching myself. No one's watching me on Twitch. I figured it's harder to like blow up on Twitch if you're on just chatting. Let me change this. I feel like just chatting is too saturated. Like no one's gonna watch you on just chatting. You have to go on like special events. Is there something for reading? Is there like a reading thing? Hold up. Is there a reading category? Twitch has no discoverability. Yeah, like that's the one thing I've noticed, man. I'm gonna go on special events. Let's just do special events. I think special events is it. Because IRL is just too saturated, bro. Or just chatting. It's like when you go on Twitch just chatting, you're not gonna scroll all the way down and click on a one viewer person. Like if you're gonna go on just chatting, you're gonna watch a big channel. Hey, you're the only guy I know reading Shadow Slave, so I'm saying, but yo, man, thank you, Saint. Thank you, bro. You know what? Hold up, before I read, that's not stalling. I don't know if the person's channel got deleted or what, but you guys told me about one female YouTube streamer that was reading Shadow Slave. She was like in the thousands. And she never showed her face. It was only it was like an avatar. I don't think it was a VTuber per se. It was just like an avatar picture. And I remember subscribing to her channel, and I don't see her channel anymore. And I don't know what happened to her channel. Like I don't know if her channel got taken down, she deleted. Like I don't know. There was a woman on YouTube who read Shadow Slave for a while, but her channel got deleted or something. So you're the only one now. Yeah, exactly. Did that female streamer ever mention why it got taken down? You mean to say I'm not your friend? That was very anti-parcel. She was at volume 7 or 8. Oh yeah, I listened to hers back in the day. What was her name? Like, did she ever say why? Like, that's the only thing that's scaring me. Yeah, same. That's the only thing that scares me. Like, why? Why was it taken down? We don't know. No one knows, right? Like, she never had socials. Wait, that sounds like Go. Why did it get deleted? Yeah, man, she was like pretty far along. Like, and I remember I left the comment like, oh my god, it's cool. I just read the beginning. This is exciting, this and that. And then it's like, one day I'm like, oh shit, her channel. No, it wasn't taken down. So she willingly deleted it? Okay. Because I was like, oh, well, that worried me for a second. Like, I wonder what happened. And like, that's the one thing I've noticed. Like, if a small stream or if a small channel gets taken down, it was probably something personal. Okay. Like, it's like if like when a small channel gets taken down, it's like it rarely ever comes back, or like the growth to go back to where you were as a small channel. It's just hard. To be fair, Web Novel and G3 take piracy seriously when you to stay niche. This is scary. Oh, really? Wait, guys. Oh, that's scary. Wait. Oh, that's scary. Okay. Really? Damn. That makes sense. Yeah. Stay in just chatting. We need a gatekeep. Yeah. I think we'll be fine while stalling. She deleted her own violation. Okay. All right, we're good. All right, we're good. We're good. And no, it's like I don't think I'm worried. Yeah, I know. Like, like audiobooks. Technically, that doesn't slide. Those should be taken down. But yeah, I'm not worried. These are web novel reactions because I'm reading it, but I'm also reacting to it. The duration of the react has no impact on a reaction video, thus, so it's like it's still reaction, which is still transformative content, right? Okay. But yeah, we're good. I just got a little worried thinking about it. Man, why the fuck did her channel get taken out? Yeah, it had to be something because of her own personal things, or like she probably willingly did it. Okay, all right, we're good. All right, the fear is gone. Wow, look, we hit a new benchmark. I gotta realign the chapter count right here. By the way, man, I fucking saw Avatar 3 last night, which is that's why I didn't stream. Man, that was a long movie. It was a good movie, but man, it was a long movie. I guess we'll see if the videos get taken down. No, don't say that. Fucking knock on wood, bros. We can't do that. Ain't no coming. Bro, if the channel gets taken down, we probably ain't even gonna be able to come back, bro. It's mostly auto DMC takedowns from auto. Okay, all right, we're good. All right, here we go. The Black Knight, big 100. We fucking did it, man. We hit the big 100, bro. We have made it. We have passed like the 1% threshold. I believe we passed the 1% threshold. Here we go, man. Congrats on 100. It took a couple months. We read chapter 1 8 months ago. I apologize, man. LTM it took a long time. Well, Avatar is not overrated, bro. I am sorry. Let me sip water before I keep reading. Avatar was my first 3D movie in the early 2010s, man. Avatar is such a good movie. Avatar 2 was a really good movie. Avatar 3 was a really fucking good movie too, man. It was like, Avatar 3 was insane, man. I fucking loved every minute of it. I love it. It was so good. All right. Without stalling, sorry, before I start talking about Avatar 3, let's just get right into it. Chapter 100, new milestone. Yay, hooray. It's called Clear Consciousness. I used to say conscience, but consciousness. The Black Knight remained motionless for several minutes, silently observing the corpses of his enemies. Drops of blood fell from the blade of his fearsome greatsword, gathering into the puddle beneath his feet. The thoughts of the cruel creature were a mystery. To be honest, Sunny wasn't even sure that this unstoppable mountain of murderous black steel was sentient. Okay. He was against AI chapters of privileged chapters in fact he had come to his chat and gave her permission, I was there for that moment. Oh, really? So he was against AI chapters, like the privilege. It's like when you use your token, the privilege chapter, right? In fact, he came to his chat and he gave her permission. I was there for that moment. Okay, damn. All right, good. I think her name was Smalls, and she put it somewhere off the webtoon was first announced, but she also had the text on screen, so you're probably safe. Okay, yeah, that's why I've never shown text on screen. Even the few times where I accidentally showed on stream, yeah, I tried to not keep it up. Oh, you're right. Oh, you're right. Okay, we're good. Oh, I found him. Okay, we're good. We're good. I found him. I found him. Oh, yeah? All those are private. I found her. I found her on YouTube. I found her on YouTube. Okay, so I guess it's because... Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, I can't find him. Okay, we'll go back to reading. No, we had a good convo. Okay, we'll get back to reading. In that regard, the monstrous inhabitants of the cursed city were a bit strange. Usually, nightmare creatures of higher classes possessed a fuck. Reading comprehension struck again. In that regard, the monstrous inhabitants of the cursed city were a bit strange. Usually, nightmare creatures of higher classes possessed a perverse form of intelligence, which was often comparable to that of humans, and sometimes even surpassed it. How surpassed human intelligence? However, that rule did not apply to every monster in this eerie place. From Sunny's observations, the dwellers of the ruined city could roughly be divided into two groups. The first group consisted of various creatures that came here from outside of the wall, be it from the labyrinth or from the depths of the dark sea. These abominable things were more or less followed the unnatural laws of the spell that every Wiccan was familiar with. The second group was different from these creatures. He suspected were either created from the remains of the ancient resident of the city, or the creepily he had actually beaten them once. I read that so wrong. I am so sorry. The wraiths, as he called them, were much more unfathomable and dangerous. Their powers and behavior refused to abide by any sort of sense or logic. The Black Knight was one of those sinister revenants that Sunny had trouble predicting his actions. Most of the time, the regal devil was content simply patrolling the grand hall of the ruined cathedral and killing anything that dared to come inside, just like he had killed those poor fools. With his sight, Sunny lay down on top of the support beam and, not paying any attention to the deadly height of the improvised resting spot. Oh my god. Improvised resting spot, closed his eyes. He wanted to take a breath before Sorry, I had to burp. Before continuing with his nightly errands. Soon the sound of the heavy footsteps informed him that bastard had resumed his never-ending patrol. Good riddance. Despite the fact that nothing was disturbing his peace anymore, Sunny still felt strangely restless. His inner voice was in the mood to chat. Sunny, aren't you forgetting something? He frowned. What was there to forget? He was just chatting his breath before going out again. He also had just to wait the right... My god, I cannot fucking read, man. What's going on with my head right now? I'm skipping words. Oh my god. He frowned and he slowed down. What was there to forget? He was just catching his breath before going out again. He had also had to wait for the right moment to scavenge through the possessions of these dead hunters. You just killed 6 people. Don't you feel guilty? Guilty 3? Oh, I understood that reference. Don't you feel guilty? Sunny was a little strange by this question, curious. He listened to his emotions and came to the conclusion that no, he did not feel guilty 3 at all. This was his 3rd time killing a human being. Granted, the first time happened inside of the nightmare, where people were supposed to be simple illusions. However, Sunny wasn't sure that he believed in this theory. Oh, he's talking about Hero. Okay, back in his first nightmare. The old slaver's anguish had felt awfully real by just a figment of his imagination. The second time, well, he didn't want to think... The second time? What the fuck was the second time? The second time, well, he didn't want to think about it. That happened in the castle anyways, and that part of his life was over. The third time was the cleanness of them all. Those thugs were going to rob and kill him anyways. Sunny had seen through their intentions long before pulling up the invisible string and sending their leader into the cold embrace of death. He could have tried to run away, but there was very rude. If the thugs had insulted him, Sunny might have tried to end the confrontation without bloodshed. However, they insulted Nephis. Bastards deserve to die. Despite the fact that his relationship with Change Star had become strained, he still cared about her a great. What the fuck happened? What? Despite the fact that his relationship with Change Star had become strained, he still cared about her a great deal. Leaving the castle did not mean that he had forgotten their relationship. It's just that there were more reasons to leave than to stay. With a sigh, Sunny summoned the beautiful bottle made out of patterned blue glass. This was the farewell gift that Cassie had given him before their parting. He cherished this memory very much. Bringing the bottle to his lips, Sunny took several sips of the cold, delicious water and opened his eyes. He didn't want to rest anymore. Better to get moving. Before venturing out again, Sunny returned to his room, walked over to a large iron chest that was standing on one of the corners. Extending some strength, he left his heavy lid and admired his treasure pile. Inside the chest, more than 100 beautiful soul shards were glowing softly in the dark. The sight of them always lifted Sunny's mood. He's like, oh, money, money, money. That's how he's interpreting it. The sight of them always lifted Sunny's mood. Despite the fact that he himself had no use for the soul shards, they were still a valuable resource. Here, once on the Forgotten Shore, shards were a form of currency. Oh, you can use them as a currency. And he doesn't need them to enhance his ability. He uses shadow fragments. Okay. Shards were a form of currency among the sleepers. 800 of them were an unimaginable amount. After a lifetime of being a pauper, Sunny was finally rich. Money. I have so much money. If a person wanted to live inside of the castle walls, they had to pay a tribute of one soul shard every week. Those who could not afford it were forced to remain outside, living in a makeshift settlement just beyond the gates, which was often attacked by the monsters. Even so, they had to pay for food or go out and hunt themselves, which were more often than not led to their deaths. With how much Sunny had gathered in these 3 months, he would have been able to live in the comfort of the castle for years if he wanted to, which of course he did not. Why would he pay for accommodations that he had already had a palace of his own? One was so noisy, neighbors in a fearsome garden protecting their premise, no less. Wow, I cannot read right now. What is going on with this chapter? I am so sorry. Not the chapter, but what's going on with me this chapter? Putting 2 new soul shards into his chest, Sunny glanced at his dragon horde one last time and closed the lid with a satisfied smile. Perhaps it was time to visit the castle again and buy a few things. No. He had already bought everything he needed the last time. Spending too many shards would make people doubt that he was as pathetic as everyone thought he was. Of all the sleepers in the castle, only 3 people knew that he was not as good as hiding the shadows and avoiding danger. There was Nephis, Cassie, and Castor. That damn bastard. Oh wait, they ran into Castor. Mr. Crab agreed. Sunny's so greedy. Sunny's finally rich. I'm excited to see his rich arc, or his rich persona. I'm excited to see what happens here. But so just to be sure, Castor was the guy from the Awaken Academy, so he's back in the picture. Okay, maybe the fallout was with him. Yeah. All right. Let's see what happens. Let me update this. 47 minutes. Hold up. Let me see what the missus said. Let me just double check she responded right now. It's been like 15 minutes. But this 101, baby. We fucking made it. Chapter 101. Let me check my messages. 1 sec. Should be quick. No, I remember. Yeah, Kaf is easily handed Castor. Sorry. Last message and we'll go back to reading. Alright. Who cares about cats? Just show me the rock. Alright. Oh, shit, man. You guys are hyping up this fucking rock, man. No, Castor beat Nephis? Oh, wait. Castor was using his abilities and only beat Castor using her regular strength, but even then she kind of like let him win. Is that how it was? So it wasn't the other way around. Okay, got it. Thank you for the fresh reminder. All right, rock over Bumpster. All right, long story short, rock over Bumpster, man. You guys really don't like Castor. You guys are telling me the Rock is a better character than fucking Caster. All right, man. We'll see how that happens. I'm excited, dude. All right, you guys are hyping up this damn rock. All right, here we go. Chapter 101 is called Turf War. Caster had been lucky enough to enter the dream realm near the city. Oh, this lucky bitch, man. He entered near the city, so he didn't end up how they ended up. Must be good for him. Caster had been lucky enough to enter the dream realm near the city and arrive at a castle much earlier than the three of them. By the time Sunny, Nephis, and Cassie had found their way to the human settlement, he was already in good standing there, despite the fact that there were a lot of opportunities for talented and legacy to rise through the ranks of the Gunling army. He had nevertheless decided to remain independent and eventually joined the Changing Stars cohort. So, Caster joined Nephis' gang, and that's why this chapter is called Turf War? Drastically raising their combat strength and reputation. Looking back, this was when all of Sunny's problems had really started. That's right, it was all his fault, not mine. Yeah, definitely. I'm sorry, I'm sensing jealousy here. Grinding his teeth, Sunny kicked the heaviest chest and cursed under his breath. Then, acting as if nothing had happened, he smiled brightly and left the hidden chamber once again. Okay, it's Gunlog. Is that not what I'm saying? Gunlog. Not Gunling? Gunling. Gunlog. Like a log, like a wooden log. Gunlog. Gunlog. Why does English have words spelled, but then when you read it as it's spelled, it's not pronounced that way? I don't get it. Why? Why do you guys? Why English? Why do you do that? Hidden chamber once again. Down below, things were getting interesting. Attracted by the smell of blood, several monsters tried to enter the ruined cathedral to feast on the fresh corpses. However, the Black Knight was as full of wrath as ever. Just as Sunny climbed onto the support beams, he was finishing off a large creature that looked like a praying mantis made of human skin. Initially, Sunny planned to take a look at the material possessions left behind by the 5 unfortunate thugs, but that side of the ferocious battle made him change his mind. He would have to do it later. Besides, his shadow had already looked through the blood remains and came to the conclusion that there was nothing really valuable among the dismembered corpses. Not wasting any more time, Sunny escaped through the roof in the cathedral and retracted the steps to the place where he had fought the Blood Fiend. The body of the hunting party's leader was still there. Of course, his memories had long disappeared, leaving the bearded man dressed only in rags. The heavy battle axe was gone too. Sunny sighed. That's why killing people is not worth it. His shadow was covering... What? That's why killing people is not worth it. His shadow covering its face was hanging... Oh my god, why can't I read today, man? I cannot read today. Oh my goodness, I apologize. His shadow covered its face with a hand and shook its head dejectedly. Trying to escape, his wording was nothing short of unfortunate. Sunny frowned. What? It's not. And for him, it was doubtedly so. When one awakened killed another, they received a considerable portion of the enemy's soul's essence without having to shatter their soul shard. Sunny, however, was not an ordinary awakened. His aspect was based on consuming shadow fragments instead. That meant that even if his enemy had absorbed hundreds of soul shards in the past, Sunny would only receive a number of shadow fragments matching their ranking class. Just like he would... Okay, but he's still getting shadow fragments. Matching their rank and class, just like he would after slaying a nightmare creature. Since all sleepers were mere dormant beasts, in this case the number was 1. Just 1 fragment away from 400, Sunny said, a bit disheartened. All that work for nothing. Some small rational piece of his mind was actually relived that killing humans was not very lucrative. Otherwise, in his state, no, he wouldn't, surely. Wouldn't what? Yeah, wouldn't what? Sunny blinked a couple of times, waiting for his inner voice to answer. However, it was strangely silent. Struggling, he bent down and searched for the dead man's body, hoping to find something valuable. However, he was left disappointed. There was no pouch full of soul shards, and he had imagined all Sunny found was a strange piece of fabric that had been secretly tucked away into the tall thug's shirt. Looking at the fabric, he noticed crude shapes drawn on with ink. Some shape looked strangely familiar. Is that a map? He found the map. Okay. Is that a map? Indeed, it was a primitive map. The shapes he recognized were the various landmarks located in neighboring parts of the cursed city. Sunny knew many of them by heart and had even explored a few in the past, a treasure map. Suddenly, the strange timing of the hunting party's arrival and their lack of experience made perfect sense. They weren't actually hunters. Instead, they were a bunch of fools who had been swindled by some smart person back at the castle into buying a fake treasure map. At least that was most likely possibility. However, but what if it's real? Sunny, oh, he's gonna go. We're going on an adventure. Sunny blinked, looking at the map with a mix of disdain and avarice. He couldn't decide whether he should try and follow it or throw it away. Luckily, his thought process was interrupted by a thunderous clash. One of the buildings was not far away from where he was standing suddenly collapsed, filling the street with a cold of dust and flying debris. A mass shape flew through the air and heavily crashed against another wall, causing an avalanche of stones to fall down. The creature tried to stand up, but then twitched and grew still, spilling rivers of fatigued blood all over the pavement. It was unmistakably dead. Sunny quickly hid the map in his armor and dove into the shadows, trying to understand what was happening. Somewhere near, furious roars and sounds of steel clashing against steel could be heard, growing closer with each second. Strangely, there was no human voices, a battle between nightmare creatures. Such things were not rare in the cursed city, but to Sunny's knowledge, there were very few things capable of challenging the current masters of this street and the adjacent square. These creatures were not that... my brain's shutting down. These creatures were not the most powerful among the inhabitants of the city, but due to their unique characteristics, Sunny tried to avoid them like the plague. He was several monsters much more powerful than anything he would be willing to take, or ending up slice and dice into tiny pieces on that square. However, none of them were able to give up the protectors of the square as much trouble as they were having right now, at least judging by the desperate sounds of the battle. Intrigued, Sunny decided to take a look. Hiding in the shadows, he climbed up the wall of the ancient building and soon arrived in its roof. Watching his footsteps, Sunny walked forward until he reached the opposite edge of the building. From there, he could see the wide square in all its dark glory. In the middle of the square, a moving statue was fighting against the several hulking monsters. A moving statue was... What? Alright, let's see what it is. Easy, use Google Translate to hear the neutral pronunciation. Bet. Bet. Got yourself a deal, brother. The goat herself? A moving goat statue? Alright, let's fucking find out what we're reading. Who is it? Who is it? What is it, man? A stone saint. A stone saint. Holy peak moment? A stone saint. Okay, alright, let's update this. Let me make sure I have the actual correct timestamps, and let's see what this is. Queen. No. Only one queen, bro. There's only one queen in this series. No. You take that back, man. There's only one queen, and that is Mommy Jet. We've only seen her very briefly, but she my queen. She's my queen right now, ride or die. She is like, Mommy Jet is like the queen of all queens. Nephis is like, she's number 2. But she's like, she's already like a fun, interesting character. W Jet, man. Jet right now, instant baddie. She is like menacing. She got the aura. And you're telling me a stone saint is the new one out? Get up. You know what? I'll shut up. Let's just read. Bro saw Jet for 3 chapters and folded. Bro, I've never folded so fast in my life. Long story short, that's all it took. All it took was 3 fucking chapters. And you're telling me a stone is better than Jet? Get out of here. All right, let's see what happens. Oh, wait, I put 10/2. Hold up. Chapter 102 is called Stone Saint. On a dark square surrounded by ruins, once magnificent buildings, a vicious battle was coming to an end. The remains of its solemn protector... I lost my place. The remains of his solemn protectors were lying on the cold cobblestone, ruthlessly shattering into pieces. Sunny blinked in shock. They actually lost. He was really astonished. The living creatures they used to guard the square was a very tough bunch. One sec. Let me change the music for you guys. I got you. Let's change the music a little bit. The living statues that used to guard the square were a very tough bunch. As far as nightmare creatures of the cursed city went, they weren't the most formidable in terms of size and physical might. However, their strange bodies were extremely durable and capable of withstanding truly devastating amounts of damage. Oh, what the fuck? Aside from that, the stalwart stone warriors were also disciplined, proficient in the use of weapons, and utterly deadly. They were able to perfectly coordinate their movements using strategy and tactics to suddenly overwhelm opponents whose powers were far surpassed their own. Countless monsters fell to their blades. That's why Sunny had always avoided getting into confrontation with these wild creatures, even though they weren't fallen by rank. The stone revenants represented a threat that was enough to make him wary. However, not the ownership of the square was about to change hands. Yeah, we just started Volume 2. The bodies of the previous masters lay shattered to pieces. In death, they looked just like broken statues. Even their metal armor and weapons had turned to stone after the wielders were destroyed. Ah, okay, that's interesting. There were 5 or 6 of these stone piles scattered around the square, while the attackers seemed to have lost only 3 of their numbers, including the massive monster that had been sent crashing through a building earlier. Each body towered above the dark cobblestones like a small hill. The invaders were a type of the nightmare creatures the Sunny had never seen before. These new menacing monsters looked like giant spiders with bodies covered in thick plates or wrought iron. They moved with terrifying speed and force, sending cracks running through the cobblestones with each step. There were currently 2 of them left on the square, circling around the lone surviving stone warrior. The last of the living statues seemed to be female compared to the spiders. She was almost comically small in stature, standing no taller than Sunny himself. The gray stone creature was armed with a sword and a round shield, wearing a plate armor that covered most of her body, leaving only 3 eyes exposed. Only the eyes exposed, or rather 2 rubies burning with crimson flames. At these creatures had instead of eyes. Her armor and weapon were black in color, forged from some unknown, incredibly heavy stone-like alloy. Of course, in reality, they were made out of the same stone as their wielder. However, the dark force that had turned the granite body of this nightmare creature into strange approximations of flesh had also turned to stone armor into metal. Currently, the last of the living statue was standing with her shield raised, the blade of the sword resting on its rim. Her head was lowered, ruby eyes silently following the movements of the 2 spider monsters. Sunny didn't know for sure, but he suspected the spiders were both fallen beasts. And in any case, the stone woman was doomed. Her enemies were just toying with her, savoring the helplessness of their victims before finishing the job. He didn't really care. In fact, he was waiting for the show. Watching the nightmare creatures slaughter each other was one of his favorite pastimes, and the best thing about it was that it didn't matter who won. Come on, get here. However, the next moment, he was surprised in a strange turn of events. The stone monster lunged at the spiders first. Calmly striking her swords against the rim of the shield, twice she dashed forward with grim determination. The spider she was aiming at was a second too late to react. However, due to its superior physical form, it was still able to meet the sudden onslaught with a vicious strike on its own. One of its legs shot forward, threatening to shatter the stone body of attacking living statue into its tiny pieces. The smaller creature deflected the blow with her sword and bashed the spider with the round shield, putting all of her weight in inhuman strength into that strike. Sunny blinked as the massive body of the fallen beast was thrown back. Oh, I almost scrolled down too much. Sunny blinked as the massive body of the fallen beast was thrown back and toppled over. The black sword immediately lashed out, sending a shockwave through the spider guts. A rain of strikes followed the iron surface of the monster's abdomen, filling the square with a clangor of metal. The stone warrior attacked with a savage ferocity, using both the sword and the shield to inflict as much damage as possible in a short amount of time. Just as the iron plate protected the soft innards of the monster's crank, the second beast joined the fray. The following bloodshed was nothing short of horrifying. Despite the fact that the spider was much faster and stronger, the steadfast stone wraith kept up for them for a while. Her indomitable will and ruthlessness resolve was enough to give the fearsome creature pause. Moving with the deadly precision of a bloodthirsty killing machine, the living statue completely disregarded self-preservation in favor of making her enemy suffer. It seemed as though she was determined to take them to the grave with her. Soon the terrible wound on her body accumulating, making the stone creature look like a vandalized piece of macabre art. However, the spiders were no better than their fetal blood was spilling everywhere, painting the whole square red. Severed limbs. This is so weird. Like, is this a new companion or what's going on here? Severed limbs and shards of cracked iron littered the ground, mixing with the shattered remains of the fallen stone warrior. Finally, one of the spiders fell heavily to the ground and twitched, drawing its last breath. The remaining beast lunged at the staggered stone monster, its countless eyes burning with fury. So it's ruby red eyes. Its countless eyes burning with fury. The round black shield rose one last time and then flew aside, torn away along with the right arm of the stalwart living statue. However, almost at the same time, the blade of her sword pierced through the massive beast's skull, ending its life in just a moment before breaking apart and turning to stone. Sunny shook his head, wooden impressive side, a lowly awakened creature slaying 2 fallen beasts. Midnight Shard would have liked that fierce last stand a lot. Come to think of it, this was nothing short of inconceivable. However, the graceful stone warrior paid dearly for performing the bloody miracle. Staggering once again, she fell heavily to the ground, clearly done for. The battle for the ownership of the Dark Square was over. Nobody won. So it was a stalemate. All right. Plot twist. Imagine the saint becomes Sunny's therapist and heals his schizophrenia. I mean, if that happens, I wouldn't mind that. All right, if this is our new companion in Dark City, I'm a-okay with that. She technically didn't die, right? Like she didn't shatter. So if she can come back, I'm down. I'm down. I'm down. Until we find out what happened with Nephis and Cassie, I'm down for a stone goddess being our new companion. At least for now, temporarily. Did I change chapter? Yes, I did. Let me update this. Coupe de Grace. All right, hold up. Before I read, let me eat a few crackers because I literally turned on stream right away and I haven't eaten yet. So just let me munch on salted crackers for 2 minutes. Just give me 2 minutes and then we'll keep reading a little bit more. Give me a sec. I can already see all the shippers fighting for each in this chat for the future. Like, no. Give me a sec. Let me mute Mike for a sec. Should I mute the chewing? It's ASMR content? Say no more. Say no fucking more, bro. You say it's ASMR content? I got a whole new pack right here. No need to mute? Alright, I got a whole new pack. I haven't had lunch yet. I want you guys to know. I love you guys so much. I turned stream on right away. Didn't even eat. That's why I was a little bit late. Because I didn't even get to prepare. So I haven't had lunch yet. Bro eating like he's in prison or something. Oh, hold on, man. All I got was crackers. G3 might be coming on the 21st. What does that mean? Okay, we're going to start in 2 minutes exactly. Oh. That's the winter solstice, Sunny's birthday. Really? On the 21st? Okay. Should open up Epic Games, my dumbass. Give me one sec. Oh my god. I hate remembering my fucking passwords. I hate it. And I never use autofill in. I feel weird when your computer stores all your PC info. or PC password, so I never do that. But I find it so annoying how sometimes you'll make a website like, it has to be over this many letters, this many numbers. You can't use these characters, but then it's like, wait, but okay, now the password has to be different. So annoying. Look. Water, and we keep reading. I was trying to get the new free game for today on Epic, right? It's so annoying. Okay. My mouth is a little bit watery. All right, next chapter. Wait, I lied. Hold up. Since I'm eating salted crackers, my mouth is so watery. Give me a sec. I'm trying to take out all the stuff in my mouth. God damn, I'm fucking salivating. I'm sorry. Sorry, too spicy. My bad. I'll stop. Next chapter. All right. Chapter 103 after taking a little snack break. It's called Coop the Grace. All right. Yeah, we have like 40 plus right now, man. I didn't even know that. I thought I read 4 for a minute, and it's like, no, it's like 40. We almost said 50 earlier too. Yo, what's up, man? Welcome. As the dust settled, and my mouth is so watery eating salted crackers. I am so sorry. As the dust settled, Sunny abandoned his hiding spot on the roof of one of the buildings surrounding the square and jumped down. Hopefully you guys can hear the music, by the way. And jumped down, avoiding the puddles for the fatigued blood. He walked among the corpses littering the ground and approached a dying stone monster. The nightmare creature was lying on her back, her body battered and broken. From up close, and was able to see it better. The black armored strange monster was slowly turning stone, and its gaps she's dying. In its gaps he could see her slightly lighter skin. It was smooth like polished granite and dark gray in color. Steams of ruby dust were flowing from the terrible wounds, looking almost like blood. 2 crimson gems that served her as eyes slowly moved. Focused on Sunny, there was no particular expression in them, just tired stillness. The flames they used to burn inside were slowly dimming. The statue SKA from Expedition 33? Music per volume? Okay. The statuesque creature stared at him without making a sound. In fact, Sunny wasn't sure that these monsters were even capable of producing sounds. Throughout the whole fight, she remained eerily silent. He sighed, "Life is not fair, huh?" With these words, he summoned the Midnight Shard and thrust it through the visor of the dying creature's helm. Even at the death's door, the stone-like flesh of the living creature proved to be extremely tough. However, he put enough strength into his strike, not wishing to make the poor thing suffer more than necessary. He was always glad to kill a nightmare creature, but this one deserved a quick death. Damn, what the fuck? Okay, he's being empathetic. I like this. To be honest, he was very impressed by the small stone warriors' desperate last stand. They didn't know who they were messing with, but you showed them. At that moment, your familiar voice of the spell resounded in the darkness. You have slain an awakened monster, Stone Saint. Your shadow grows stronger. Sunny smiled. That's 4 shadow fragments, finally. 403. However... An echo? However? Shit, I just read that. Wait, you got an echo. Oh! However? Stone Saint Echo? Oh! However, in the next second, he forgot what he was thinking about because the spell wasn't done talking. Whispering in his ear, it slowly said, "You have received an echo. Stone Saint, let's fucking go." Sunny's eyes open. I'm like, man, all this hype for Stone Saint just for her to die. All right, let's fucking go. Sunny's eyes open wide. Did he hear it right? An echo. He had finally received another echo. Cautiously looked around, Sunny lowered his voice and said to the shadow, "You heard it too, right?" The shadow stared at Sunny in his expression, then gestured its mouth, lowered its hands, and didn't say anything. He smiled exactly. That's what the spell said. Humming a song, he paced back and forth for some time, then suddenly flinched. All right, I should get out of here. Now that the stone people are gone, who knows what exactly the horrors will try to make this square their nest. What the fuck? Who knows what... I'm reading that so wrong. Who knows what kind of horrors will try to make this square their nest? He made a move to leave, but then stopped and looked at the scene of the slaughter with avarice. However, I really should get some mementos first. It's not every day that you stumbled upon the many dead nightmare creatures before the carrion eaters arrive to feast upon the corpses. This was a chance he won't get anytime soon. Sunny hesitated for a few seconds, trying to decide which monster to approach first. The spiders were obviously much stronger. If they were really of the fallen rank, their soul shards would be incredibly valuable. However, buying anything with a bunch of ascended soul shards would be very suspicious, plus it would take a while to find the crystals inside of the massive bodies of the giant beasts. The living creatures were of the low rank, but their shattered remains were easy to search. The other inhabitants of the cursed city could arrive at any minute. So, with a deep sigh, Sunny ran to the nearest pile as I fucking scroll down too much. Sunny hesitated for a few seconds. Oh my god, one second, let me find my place. Found my place. With a deep sigh, Sunny ran to the nearest pile of the shattered stones and kneeled beside it, hoping to notice the gleam of the soul shards as soon as possible. He was barely done with the second deed statue when a sudden noise made him stop. Knowing that greed had doomed a lot of people to their deaths, Sunny suppressed their desire to linger here for the last possible moment and quickly dashed away, putting the last crystal he had managed to find inside his armor on the run. Summoning the kunai, he threw it into the air and then pulled on the visible string, making the dagger spin around a stone column. As soon as the strings coiled itself around the column, he jumped and made the string contract, sending him flying up. Okay, he's going up in air. Just like the golden rope, the invisible string that connected the kunai to his wrist was incredibly sturdy and capable of changing its length at will, which allowed Sunny to use the throwing dagger as an improvised He's using it as a grappling hook. Using it as an improvised grappling hook from time to time. Using the top of the stone column, jumping even higher, he grabbed onto the cracks into the wall of one of the ruined buildings and quickly climbed up. By the time he reached the roof, the noises produced by approaching creature were already loud enough to make him shiver. Whatever that thing was, Sunny didn't want to find out. The sound it produced while moving made him think of a giant snake, one with countless mouths, each hissing the notes of the strange, maddening tune. Luckily, he left the white square just in time to never meet the abomination. By the time Sunny had returned to the ruined cathedral, the night was already coming to the end. The eastern horizon was growing lighter, and the sound of the black waves crushing against the city wall was growing restless. Walking across the support beam stretching above the grand hall, he caught the glimpse of the marching black knight inside. One day, he was going to kill that bastard on some glorious day, and will we receive a glorious echo in return? But not this day. Today, he had other things to do. Reaching the safety of this hidden lair, Sunny put the soul shards into his treasure chest and then sat down on a magnificent wooden chair. There was an excited smile on his face. It was finally time to find out what was the difference between a normal echo and one transformed. Oh, he's gonna do a shadow echo. Okay. It was finally time to find out what the difference between a normal echo and one transformed into a shadow. Oh my god. So if it becomes a shadow, he's probably going to be able to resummon it. Okay. Oh, okay. This is kind of hype. So this stone saint shadow is going to be with us for a really long time, allegedly. All right. Not wasting any more time. Let's get going, bro. Let's fucking get going. Bro. He finally has enough fragments. No, I remember. He couldn't the first time. The first time he couldn't do it because he didn't have enough. He didn't have enough the first time, right? I remember that much. The first time he didn't have enough. 109. Update this. And 38. So at the 2-hour mark on the stream, I'm gonna just step outside the room for like 5 minutes or so, and then I'll be back. Yeah, so in 13 minutes, I'm just gonna step outside for like 5 minutes, and then I'll be back. But man, holy shit, there's like 40 of you guys here. Thank you. 104. Let's get this ready. Man, I miss all these early developments. There's a hook line. There's a hook, line, and sinker. All right, let's see what's the hook, line, and the sinker. Hold up. Can I make the font a little bit bigger? I can make it bigger. One sec. Give me a sec. Let me just make the text a little bit bigger. Making the font big. He had enough eventually, I think. Oh, he had enough eventually? Okay. Let me zoom in the text. But he has 400, so it's less risky. Oh, okay. All right. All right. Let's see what's going to happen with this one, man. Not wasting any more time, Sunny dove into his soul sea. Despite his changed mental state, it was as calm as always. The silent expanse of still water stretched into the empty distance, with a shadow core hovering above like a dark star. Tiny spheres of light floated in the air around it, reflecting on the surface of the tranquil sea. The silent shadows were still there, standing motionless at the edge of the darkness. Compared to before, their ranks had swelled. Monsters of all shapes and sizes were among them now, making Sunny's collection of slain enemies look increasingly impressive. Walking past them, oh yeah, I forget, he can see them all in his shadow core. He's like all the people he's killed. Walking past them, he glanced at one another from time to time, recalling the thrilling battles with a mix of dread and pride. This was his personal museum, a dark monument to all his sins. Wait, sins? Why sins? I feel like it'd be like trophies and rewards. Just at that moment, Sunny stumbled and stopped. Not too far away from him, a gaunt shadow stood among the menagerie of the terrifying creatures, silently staring at him with empty eyes. The shadow once belonged to a young man, not much older than Sunny himself. He had lived in the ramshackle settlement beyond the castle gates, struggling to survive like everybody else before... before. Sunny looked away. Don't you look at me like that. It was your own fault, fool. You shouldn't have asked me all those questions. Okay. Out of the 3 people he had murdered with his own hands, this kill was the only one that made Sunny feel something, because it wasn't done in the heat of battle or in the... Oh, shit. What the... What? Why? Why would he kill him? Was he trying to find out more about him? Because it wasn't done in the heat of the battle or to settle a personal score. This one was done in... Oh, he killed someone in cold blood? Oh my god, this is such an interesting character. What the fuck? Oh my god, dude. Sunny is such a good character. Oh my god. I can see why people like Shadow Slave. This is so different. This one was done in cold blood. It was why he had to leave the castle, among other things. Sunny grimaced. I said, stop looking at me, just stay dead and don't bother me with your nonsense. Huffing angrily, he turned away. Soon he walked past the shadows of the blood fiend that the hunting party's leaders and the deadly stone saint. Glancing at the statuesque figure of the stone monster, Sunny forgot all about the gaunt shadow and smiled. He was here to take a look at her echo. After all, the prospect of having another echo under his command was already very exciting. The loyal and strangely personable scavenger had been of great help to Sunny in the past, tremendously increasing his combat performance. After all, despite having a divine aspect and a uniquely powerful ability, Sunny was still just a dreamer, one whose rank was below that of an echo. The scavenger, however, was merely a beast, while the stone saint was a monster. Her power... Oh, so she is stronger. Her power was comparable to that of the ferocious Carapace Centurions, far surpassing anything that Sunny could ever hope to achieve in this cursed place. The strange nature of the steadfast living creature made her even more formidable. Having a servant like that would make many impossible things possible. However, Sunny wanted even more. He was waiting to see what miracle his aspect was going to perform, hoping that the results would surpass his wildest expectations. Soon he was standing under the black sun of his shadow core, observing the spheres of the light that represented his memories. There were 9 of them now. The ones that was actually used were the Puppeteer Shroud, Midnight Shroud, the Prowling Thorn, the Ordinary Rock, and the Endless Spring. Savoring the anticipation, Sunny summoned each of them one by one and read the glowing runes surrounding the memories. He had gotten the heavy kunine after defeating a particular creature that resembled a monstrous armored porcupine. Okay, it's weird. It's a weird creature. The rain of the jagged bone quills had left several holes in Sunny's body, but the reward was well worth it. Memory Prowling Thorn, Memory Rank Awakened, Memory Tier 2, Memory Type Weapon. Prowling Thorn Weapon? Memory Description, the kunine. This flying dagger is unpredictable and fickle as the affection of a young beauty, but perhaps not as deadly. Memory enhancements. Oh, not enhancements. Sorry, it's not enhancements. Someone corrected me last stream. It's enchantments. Memory enchantments, Rose of Betrayal. Enchantment description, the Prowling Thorn is connected to its wielder by an invisible string. The string is strong and merciful, just like the treacherous bond of sentimental attachment. After reading this description for the first time, Sunny couldn't help but wonder if the spell had been scorned by a lover once. The runes practically exuded bitterness. Next on the list was his most dangerous memory. The Talking Rock is his most dangerous memory? Memory... An ordinary rock? What the fuck is this shit, dude? Memory Ordinary rock, memory rank awakened, memory tier 1, memory type tool, memory description just an ordinary rock, memory enchantments not really. Enchantment description, the word is mightier than the sword, the rock is mightier than the word. Fuck does that even mean, bro? Do you remember the descriptions in the back of your head? No, I don't remember the descriptions in the back of my head. That I don't. I'll have to get used to that. Yeah, because that I don't have memories in the back of my head, which I should probably. The funny thing that was the ordinary rock, which was capable of repeating various sounds, had fallen into the hands of a person who was unable to tell lies. It was now the most honest memory in... Oh. I read it wrong. Is Oh, not merciful. Mercurial. Ah, thank you. The holy thing that was that ordinary rock, which was capable of repeating various sounds, had fallen into hands of a person who was unable to tell lies. It was now the most honest memory in the two whole worlds. It had also made Sunny think twice before opening his mouth. Sometimes, the last memory he decided to take a look at was perhaps the most precious to him. It was the most beautiful glass bottle that Cassie had given Sunny as a farewell gift. Memory endless spring, memory rank dormant. Oh wow, this is a high one. Memory tier 4, memory type tool. Memory description, a love-sick devil had once imprisoned a mighty river in the fragile glass bottle. It was his gift to a beautiful desert spirit. Memory enhancements, gift of water. Enhancement description, this bottle contains enough water to make flowers bloom in the desolate heart of the most lifeless of deserts. That's enough water to last a person his lifetime. This one was sort of romantic. It seemed as though the spell was all over the place when coming up with these descriptions, to the point where Sunny couldn't even tell that it was being serious. With a sigh, he dismissed the sphere of light containing the endless ring, and glanced up. The other 4 of his memories were not very useful. There was an incredibly heavy tower, shield, a suit of armor that was worse than the puppeteer shroud in every regard, a glass eye capable of producing bright beams of harmless red light, the obnoxiously loud silver bell, the first memory he had ever gotten, true. The remaining 3 had been awarded to him from killing comparatively weak monsters on the streets of the cursed city. He was hoping to trade them for something more suitable during his next visit to the castle, whenever that might be. Forgetting about the memories, Sunny finally focused his attention on the bright spear of light that was floating around the dark emptiness above his head, that one containing his new echo. He willed it to descend and watched as the sphere glided down, softly touching the surface of the dark waters. A few minutes later, it slowly dimmed, revealing the stone figure hidden within. Here, in the dark silence of the Soul Sea, the stone saint looked just like a statue. She was approximately as tall as Sunny, looking miniature in comparison to the rest of the nightmare creatures he had to face in the Forgotten Shore. She was also uniquely human-like in appearance. If not for the dark gray hue and the stone-like nature of her granite skin, Sunny might have even mistaken the strange monster for a sleeper, provided he couldn't see much of her body behind the gray stark armor. The nature of these strange creatures remained a mystery. Damn. All right, next fucking chapter, dude. His memory description is still really interesting. Okay. Siphius Rock doing side quests now. All right, let me take a quick, we'll just do a 10-minute break. Let me step outside, actually eat food. I'll be right back. I'm gonna just find something, microwave it, and like chug it super quickly. I'm gonna try and eat as quickly as I can. Just give me like 10 minutes when I step out. Yeah, when I step out, let's just do a quick 10-minute timer, and then we'll be back. And then that way we can keep going for a little bit longer. One sec. I'll be right back. Let me change the music. Hold on. Let me change the music. You guys want to hear this one?
I'm done. I have it in my pocket.
back. I'm back, and I understood that reference. The 5. I understood that. Oh man. You guys want to see a figure I never unboxed? It wasn't for a video or anything like that. It's like I pre-ordered this like when during COVID, and it took so long for it to come out, but it came out. I got a Ranny the Witch figure. Like, but I never opened it. And like on my computer, I have a Melina one. Like I have a Melina one that I never unboxed this. I mean, I did a video, but I made it private since it didn't do good. Like the videos just weren't doing that well, so I was like, I'll just make it private, and I like it. But when I got my my Ranny one, I never unboxed it. It just stayed in there. Yeah, I fucking love Elden Ring, man. I think enough time has passed for me to be like, I think Elden Ring is a better game than Bloodborne, even though Bloodborne was like my favorite back in the day. Holy pronunciations. Ranny the Witch. Melina. Melania. Okay, we're back. Okay. Oh, I haven't heard the Dark City song yet. This is my mix. I have a mix. Oh my god. You guys want to hear this for like 2 seconds? You guys ready? You're an OG anime fan. Have you heard of this? Ready? Was that enough?
Be strong till I see the end.
Here it comes. Oh, right here. Here we go. You guys ready? Let's let 10 seconds pass. You guys ready? Damn. Damn, that song still fucking hits. All right, let's go back to our playlist. Do you guys know where that's from? I'll be sad if you guys don't know. That's Tokyo Ghoul, bro. Damn, had the most satisfying reward for skill kind of thing. Oh, Sekiro? I haven't beat it. I never beat it. I played like it on stream once or twice, and then I never went back to it. It's from Tokyo Ghoul, the Tokyo Ghoul anime. The anime deserves so much fucking better, bro. If you like manga, read Tokyo Ghoul. Look at that. I got all like 30 volumes. I got all of Tokyo Ghoul and I got all Tokyo Ghoul Re. I recognize it. TG, man. Tokyo Ghoul. The anime had a lot of flaws, clearly, but it still hit. But I prefer the no way, bro. But it's I prefer the manga. I prefer the manga. All right, let's keep going. Not gonna lie, man. I really wanna end stream and play the Monster Hunter Winter Update, but it's right. We're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep reading for like another hour or so. I think we can read for like another hour. I think we can have like a 2-hour. Well, I mean, if some people say, dude, I'm on Twitter, and when people are posting like, shit, I hit my mic. When people are posting the opening or like screenshots, you know what I see? People fucking say, "What anime is this?" And I'm like, how the fuck do you guys not know what this shit is, bro? It's like there's actual people that'll be like on Twitter like, "What anime is this? The song sounds really good." Our holy. I didn't remember. It's been way too long, and I had many anime since. You see? There you go. Point proven, Alma. See? OGs remember. We OGs, Alma. You see, we remember. All right, let's keep reading. Yeah, my 15-hour Shadow Slave reading session. I'm not gonna lie. I have a few days off next week because of Christmas. I ain't even gonna lie. I mean, I'm not working Christmas. I'm not gonna work Christmas Eve, and I'm not gonna work the day after Christmas. So I at least have those 3 days free. I'm thinking the day after Christmas, we can just potentially read a lot. I'm not sure what we'll be reading, but like I think we can do something. I think we'll be able to do something next week for sure. I'll literally stay for the whole thing if I have a free day left my ass out. Dude, like I think we'll be able to do something. But like I do want like because look, man, January is approaching, and I do want to start COY sometime in January. So I kind of do want to read the side stories of LOTM. So I don't know if like one day is gonna be the LOTM side stories, and then another day all Shadow Slave, or maybe I'll like split it and do like half a day reading LOTM side stories and half a day reading Shadow Slave. I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure. No promises, but like at least I have those 3 days off. But it's like it's Christmas, you know. Like I'm gonna be kind of busy. All right. Enjoy your holidays, man. No, I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like at least the day after Christmas, I'll be free, and there's nothing really to do after Christmas. You really only do things on Christmas Eve, on Christmas. Did they add Gogamazi and Walls yet? Yeah, dude, I killed it. I check out my stream, dude. I killed it first try on stream. It was so fun, dude. Cone. Yeah, I posted it. All right, next, let's keep reading. All right, let's keep reading. Chapter 105 is called Living Stone. Previously, Sunny had considered the living statues to be just that, monuments brought to life by evil spirits. There were a lot of revenants like that walking to the streets of Cursed City. Taking the Black Knight, for example, Sunny was almost sure that that bastard was actually just a suit of armor with a vengeful wraith imprisoned within. He had no proof that there was an actual body in that moving steel fortress at least. However, after watching the Stone Saint die right before his eyes, he wasn't so sure that she was and the Black Knight were the same anymore. There certainly were similarities, but even the design of their armors were somewhat similar, as though one had originated from the other, but the Stone Warrior's armor seems much more ancient. And then there was a ruby dust that flowed from the stone creature's wounds instead of blood. Since when did statues have blood? It was almost like these strange creatures were designed to possess their own weird forms of life. Come to think about it, the Stone Warriors resembled artificial beings brought to life by some dark magic much more than they resembled undead creatures. Mysteries, mysteries, mysteries all around. I understood their reference. Mysteries? I understood that reference. The Echo, meanwhile, was coming to life. Two magenta, it's a type of color. Two magenta flames ignited in her gemstone's eyes. I thought it was ruby. Two magenta flames ignited in her gemstone eyes. The stone on her armor suddenly gleamed with a subtle metal shine. The smooth surface of her granite skin turned slightly less rigid, silently turning her head, and the saint gazed at Sunny through the narrow split of her helmet's visor. Let's see. He contracted on the runes. Echo Stone Saint, Echo Rank Awakened, Echo Class Monster, Echo Attributes, Battlemaster, Stalwart, Mark of Divinity. Okay, I remember this. Sunny blinked. Mark of Divinity. And that was the same as his original attribute. What business did a nightmare creature have walking around with the traces of the divinity left in its evil, corrupted soul? And what's with these other attributes? Battlemaster attribute description. Born in the battlefield of the Stone Saint and a proficient in all forms of combat. Stalwart attribute description. The Stone Saint is highly resistant to all forms of damage as well as being fully immune to the mind and soul attacks. I'm sorry, this is going to make it an amazing Shadow Echo. Bewildered, Sunny shook his head, not wondering these Silent Stone words were why they were so deadly. They were literally a bunch of killing machines created to last as long and deal as much damage as possible on the battlefield. But who had created them? Leaving the attributes alone, he lowered his gaze and read the next lines of the runes. Echo description. Deep in the cavernous halls of his dark domain, the last child of the unknown. The last child of the unknown had created them from stone to quell the fire burning the resentful heart. However, the fire grew hotter, designed to bring peace that were instead born into an endless war. The unknown again, or rather their child. It seems like his theory was correct. The Stone Saint was either an artificial being or a descendant of one. In any case, this was before she was corrupted by, well, whatever. It was that he had corrupted all the nightmare creatures, and especially those in the Cursed City. Now, even gods wouldn't be able to describe what exactly she was. Not that it mattered, a monster was a monster. Sunny was more interested in the fact that the traces of divinity that the Stone Warrior had bore had come from their original creator, who was at least partly of one of the unknown, which meant that the unknown indeed was closely related to the gods and the divinity itself. Just like mysterious weavers looking away from the runes, Sunny studied the motionless Echo with his altered eyes. What he saw made him smile darkly. Just like the memories, the true essence of the Echo was weaved from the countless diamond strings that formed an infinite complex pattern. Only in its case, the pattern was even more elaborate, dwarfing anything that Sunny had previously seen. Two embers were burning inside the Stone Saint's body, severing an anchor from the endless strings. One of them was suited in the place where her heart should have been, the other in the lower part of her abdomen. Sunny closed one eye, closed one eye and looked more closely, and there behind the shining pattern of the diamond strings, he noticed another much more primitive and crude system of adamantium threads. They pierced the stone flesh of the echo, resembling a human. Oh, what the fuck? A human nervous system? They pierced the stone flesh of the echo, resembling a human nervous system. These strings were also seemingly made from diamond, but they were much less ethereal. In fact, they were entirely corporeal. Sunny frowned. Makes sense. That makes sense. Wait, how does it make sense? The memories and the echoes were created by the spell. They were artificial. The stone saint too was artificial. But in much more mundane sense, she was made by a child of the unknown. This has to be the volume 2 name. Child of the unknown. She was made by a child of the unknown, just like her echo was made by the spell. Which meant what? The technique that had been used to create the stone saint was eerily similar to the technique that the spell used. Although it did look extremely primitive in comparison, could that mean that the spell itself had not come from the unknown? So the spell itself didn't come from the unknown. Sunny grimaced and shook his head. No. Although it was a sound theory, there was too little information to actually consider it substantial or even remotely believable. He needed to find out more, learn more, uncover more before even beginning to understand the true story that connected the spell, the gods, the unknown, and his own life and his own nightmarish tapestry. But there would be no time for its latter. Right now, he had something equally as interesting right now within his grasp. Glancing one last time at the graceful stone monster, Sunny gulped and licked his lips. Then he said timidly, let's do this. Taking a step forward, he hesitated and then carefully put his hands on the breastplate of the stone saint's armor right across from the place where the main nexus of her spell weave was situated. To his surprise, the breastplate felt like stone and was warm to the touch. It was as though a furious crimson flame was burning inside of the nightmare crest creature's chest. As soon as Sunny touched the echo, a new string of runes appeared in the air in front of him. Transform echo into a shadow. I read it wrong? I probably did. Alright, here we go. Here we fucking go. Transform it into a shadow. Transform echo into shadow. He hesitated once again, afraid to make a choice. What was he going to do if the process made the stone saint weaker or even useless? Trying to not think of the possibility, Sunny sighed and forced himself to say yes. An imprintable thing and an imperceptible change happened to the soul sea. As though a gust of wind suddenly appeared out of nowhere, the tranquil dark water seemed to simultaneously stay still and move restlessly. Then a sudden pressure came from somewhere above. Raising his head, Sunny saw two dark beams descending from the depths of the shadow core. One of them fell from the echo, while the other landed on one of the silent shadows that stood motionlessly behind his back, as though connecting them together. Bathed in the dark light, the shadow of the dead stone saint slowly dissolved into it, and then the echo began to change. All right, here we go. Here we fucking go. What's gonna happen? I assume it gets stronger. Yo, Easy. Yo, I see you. Got the chat to myself. You do got the chat to yourself on Twitch, by the way. Yo, what's up, man? Let me put this. All right, let me do this. Update this. Update this. 124. And I haven't even played the new Arc Raiders update, man. I haven't even played the snow event. I'm missing out on that, man. I want to play it, man. I've been recently also watching a shitload of Peanut. That guy's kind of fucking funny, man. Burnt Peanut. When he's fucking playing Arc Raiders, this shit has me laughing, man. All right, here we go. Chapter 106. Correct? Correcto. Thank you, Alma. Oh, I will start reading without hitting play. Chapter 106 is called Creating a Monster. Oh, shit. So, the Stone Saint is going to get stronger. Okay, I guess that makes sense. If you're turning it into Shadow and his whole fucking abilities depend on shadows, I assume it makes sense that it gets stronger. Under Sunny's watchful eyes, the echo began to change. The light falling from the shadow core seemed to seep into the flesh of the stone creature, making it shine with dark radiance. Wisps of shadowy fog emanated from beneath her impervious plate armor, slowly merging with it. It looked as though the stone saint was engulfed in ghostly black flames being remade by it. What little color there was on her body was washed away and replaced with nothing but darkness. Only two crimson fires burning in her ruby eyes remained slightly changing their hue and becoming more menacing. Of course, all these changes were happening on the surface. If not for the traumatic transformation that Sunny had gone through to inherit a part of the Weaver's forbidden lineage, this would have been all he saw. However, with his eyes altered by the agony of consuming the... Oh, I forgot about that. By consuming the drop of the divine blood, he was able to see much more. Beneath the surface, the essence of the echo was being changed as well in a way that's much more fundamental than its outer appearance. The shining embers that served as anchors from weave of diamond strings had lost radiance, becoming as transparent and empty as the shadow core itself. The diamond strings were gone, replaced by a sea of darkness. The darkness had to form a shape that perfectly followed the lines of the stone saint's body. It was as though a living shadow was now inhabiting it, usurping the role that had been played by the pattern and the sources of strings ones. Although similar in appearance, the original Echo's new creature was a completely different type of existence. Sunny had never seen anything like it before. It was created by his aspect after all. The process of transformation, meanwhile, was coming to the end. The ray of dark light cast by the Shadow Core was disappearing. Its reflection was drowning in the calm water of the Silent Sea. The black flames were already fully absorbed by the stone-like armor of the saint, gone with the dark radiance of her smooth granite skin. Sunny observed the stone saint, clad in the lustrous black armor, with two ruby flames burning in the deep shadows of her visor. She looked like an incarnation of pure darkness, a noble demon sent to wage war against heaven from the depth of hell. What changed the most, however, was her presence. Before, the Echo felt like an empty shell, a magical tool rather than an actual being. Now, however, there was hints of mysterious will in her crimson eyes, a subtle sense there was a nascent spark of sentience burning somewhere deep within her lightless soul, or whatever it was when the menacing monster had instead of oh my god, I cannot read, or whatever it was that menacing monster had instead of a soul. This was just a shadow. Just as a thought appeared in Sunny's mind, the faint familiar voice of the spell resounded above the dark waters of the Soul Sea. You have created a shadow monster. Stone Saint, yo, let's fucking go, bro. Hearing these words, Sunny smiled. However, a second later, the smile disappeared from his lips, replaced by a pained expression. He probably lost all his shadow fragments. Only now, after the process was complete, he felt a subtle emptiness permeating his whole body. He felt weakened, the loss of 100 shadow fragments. Oh, he's feeling weak from making it a shadow echo. He felt weakened. The loss of 100 shadow fragments was finally making its effect known. He had suspected that spending them in a way would reverse the process of power accumulation that had consumed him from the last few months, but it was still an unpleasant feeling. He was much more stronger than he had been during the journey through the labyrinth. However, some of his physical might was unmistakably gone. Wait, does he get this back? Leaving him with a bitter feeling of regret. No, he had known that this would happen and decided to proceed with the experiment anyways. It was well worth it. Forgetting about the change in his physical state, Sunny walked, or is this just temporarily, like as he recovers? Sunny walked around his shadow and observed her from different sides. The Stone Saint's eyes silently followed his movements, sending glints of crimson light reflecting from the black surface of the tranquil sea. This is amazing. I wonder what she is capable of. Summoning the runes, Sunny immediately noticed that there was a new cluster shining right beneath one description of his echoes. Shadows, so he has now like a shadow slot. Oh, this is cool. Shadows, Stone Saint. Exciting to learn more about his new pet monster. Sunny was about to concentrate his attention on the runes, but then stopped and glanced down at his own shadow, a little embarrassed. Sorry, how are you? He's looking at his own shadow. How are you feeling, bro? Sorry, how are you feeling, buddy? You aren't, jealous or anything, right? The shadow looked away and pretended that it didn't know him. It was... The shadow's a fucking tsundere, bro. He's Baka, and he just looks away. It was seemingly indifferent to the appearance of a new shadow creature in his service, even though this new had a capable letter to its name. Well, I just want to say that you shouldn't be. I still value you very much, even though the Stone Saint is probably capable of slicing powerful monsters into tiny pieces with her sword. Well, you're still just a useless piece of, an incredibly capable scout and most trusted confidant. I still appreciate you, yeah. That's so mean, dude. He stared at the shadow for a bit, and seeing that it didn't react in any way, he turned away. This guy, he better step up his game, huh? Focusing on the runes, Sunny summoned a description of the shadow in red. Shadow Stone Saint, Shadow Rank Awakened, Shadow Class Monster. Shadow Attributes, Battle Master, Stalwart, Spark of Divinity. Sunny blinked. It seemed as though the Stone Saint's divinity attributes had evolved to match his own. Was it because he was a master? Because he was her master? This was a nice surprise. However, he didn't see how she was different from before. Frowning, he continued to look through the shimmering ruins. Shadow description: Shadow Saint was created by the treacherous lost from light and the cursed darkness of the forgotten shore. Huh. Again with this whole treachery stuff, can I get another epithet? Epithet, huh? But in the next moment, he forgot all about his little frustration because the following line of the runes just showed him something really unexpected. Just beneath the description, that's how he levels up the... Wait, he can... So you can level up your shadow. Okay. Just beneath the description, a familiar set of runes shined in the air. Shadow fragments 0 out of 200. Okay. Okay. This is kind of hype. So allegedly, when now the... Oh my god, what's her name? The Stone Saint? So when the Stone Saint has a shadow... Like, so now when the Stone Saint kills, she gets one. Or when he kills, they both vice versa gets one. I'm talking out loud, but I'll get the answers right now. But now there's like an actual way for her to level up. Oh, that's hype. Now I can see why his shadow would be jealous. He's like, well, you're still a really good scout, bro. You know, so he, you know what? He still got that for him. You know, he may not be a monster, but he still has that for him. He's a good scout, at least for now. Let's update this. We will see. Who knows? Yeah, we'll see, man. Oh, we'll definitely see. I hate December, man. I mean, I love this season, but man, my nose gets so fucking runny. I actually hate it. I've been drinking so much tea, by the way. It's insane how much tea I've been drinking the last few days. Growing Shadow. All right. Definitely top tier scout. Yeah, he's definitely a top tier scout, man. So that's all right. Even though his shadow's technically weak, you know, he's still a good scout. So we got to, he was the first shadow, so we got to put some respect on him, okay? He deserves all the respect for being the first shadow, okay? Sunny stared at the runes, perplexed. Then a sudden light, understanding appeared in his eyes. He finally realized what was the principal difference between an echo and a shadow. It was really very simple. The echoes were mere replicas of the creatures that had left them behind. Which is what you guys told me about. When like we got the carapace creature, it can't level up because it's just a replica. They were molded in the image and never changed, always remaining the same as original at the moment of their deaths. Shadows, however, were different. After all, they were merciful by nature, always changing their forms and shapes depending on the environment. And so a shadow was capable of changing to some extent too. It was capable of growth. His eyes widened. By slaying nightmare creatures, he was able to absorb their shadow fragments and become stronger. Eventually, his shadow core was bound to evolve, turning from dormant to awaken and beyond. The jump in power that came from the evolution was nothing short of unmatched. Granted, he wasn't sure about the particular details of this process, not to mention that as a human, he could only become an awakened after returning from the dream realm into the real world, which was impossible to do so in this godforsaken place. He also didn't know what would happen if he actually managed to accumulate the 1,000 shadow fragments that the runes demanded. But no matter what happened, if he were to continue walking forward on the path of the awakened, he would eventually outgrow his memories and echoes, rendering them weak and useless against the enemies of the comparable rank. He would then be forced to discard them and try to find suitable replacements, with no guarantee whatsoever that he would actually succeed. This problem was not as dire when it came to memories, which were comparatively easy to get. The echoes, however, were extremely rare. Once an echo grew too weak, the accompany its master, replacing it was an extremely tall task. But shadows were capable of growing with him, becoming more powerful just as he grew more powerful. As long as Sunny was willing to put in the work, his shadow would never fall behind. The possibilities that this simple quality opened up were truly endless. It was enough to completely change his plans for the future. In the past, Sunny always envisioned himself as the main force of the battlefield, only relying on his memories and a stray echo or two to support him. That was because echoes of higher ranks and classes were so unmanageably hard to come by. Although much more rare than memories, there were still many dormant echoes around and a fair number of awakened ones too. They were mainly shared among masters and saints who were capable of defeating the nightmare creatures of these ranks with comparative ease. But battles against fallen and corrupted monsters, not to mention anything even more dreadful, were never easy. As such, there was not enough trophies brought back after killing creatures of their own kind to make the idea of acquiring an echo of a higher rank a realistic possibility. For everyone except for Sunny, which is such a fucking cool trait. He could slaughter weaker monsters, get lesser echoes, and then cultivate them into unstoppable... cultivation reference? I understood that RI reference. He could slaughter weaker monsters, get lesser echoes, and then cultivate them into unstoppable beasts of slaughter. Now bound by the laws of probability and diminishing chances, he could slowly build an army of powerful shadows to fight his battles for him. And then watch them destroy his enemies from a safe distance while sipping on a cocktail. That's what rich people drink, right? Not to mention that monsters not bound by the need to pass nightmares to raise their ranks, at least not to Sunny's knowledge. To be honest, he had no idea how nightmare creatures evolved their course. Carapace demons had seemed to do just fine by eating the fruits of the soul tree and slowly absorbing the large amounts of the soul essence. In any case, there was a possibility that he would be able to make Shadow Saint much more powerful just than he himself had the chance to become on the Forgotten Shore. Perhaps even more powerful enough to make his life here truly tolerable. Looking to Shadow with the excited sparks dancing in his eyes, Sunny grinned from ear to ear. You and I are going to accomplish great things together, buddy. That sounds so menacing. What the fuck? You and I are going to accomplish great things together, buddy. If his own shadow wasn't worried about its place in his heart yet, it would be smart to start worrying about it right now. The question that was consuming Sunny's thoughts was now this. How exactly was he supposed to feed Shadow Saint with fragments? If he could simply transfer some of his own to her, he would do it without a second thought, even though that would diminish his personal strength even further. However, he seemed to be no way to do so. No matter looking at the runes, touching the silent stone creature, or trying to talk to the spell did the trick. Sunny even asked for advice from his own shadow, but that guy was in no mood to talk. The scoundrel word traitor was written all over his expressions, dark spots on his face. At least that's what Sunny read from it after being met with silent treatment, and all the excitement he felt to remember what the shadow was physically unable to speak. Scratching the back of his head, maybe when she levels up she'd be able to speak. Scratching the back of his head, Sunny paced around the soul seat and tried to come up with a reasonable way to stuff some shadow fragments inside the tech-turned stone monster. Well, the most... Can't we use the ones in the soul sea? Well, the most obvious answer is to go and make her kill some nightmare creatures. However, will it work? When my loyal scavenger died, it was I who received the fragments, not him. Wait, him. Did Cassie infect me with her childish desire to assign human qualities to everything? It's not him. It was I and not it, right? That's better. Wait, was I talking about? What the fuck? Glancing at the outside world, Sunny frowned. It was currently the day there. Usually he would be sound asleep by now. Going out during the day was dangerous. He would have to walk outside of the shadows, allowing all kinds of fallen horrors to lay eyes on him. He only survived for so long in the hell by being extremely cautious, cowardly, and only hunting during the night. He paid a harsh price to learn these lessons, almost losing his life in the process, but still, should he risk it? All right, here we go. Can't believe I have to put down the blanket. I'm crotcheting to look out for a non-English speaking troll. Wizard troll. No, it's okay. We have trolls. It's okay. I'll be careful. I'll be careful looking at chat right away. 138:13. Next chapter. The first of many Taciturn Saint. Is this going to be a common occurrence thing? Update this. 108. Beautiful. Still undecided. We're going to read chapter 108. It's called Test Dummy. Still undecided, Sunny dismissed the stone saint. He was curious to see if he was slumbering shadow would become a sphere of light, just like an echo world. However, she did not. As soon as he gave the command, to ornate armor of the stone creature was immediately engulfed in black flames, and with a gust of ghostly wind, she was gone. It seems as though the shadow was returned into the embrace of the Shadow Core that had created her and was now sleeping in its depths. Bathed in the invisible waves of the nurturing dark flames, Sunny scratched the back of his head. So the shadows literally dwelled within the deepest part of his soul. He didn't really know how to feel about this, but felt that it was strangely fitting. He was a child of shadows himself, after all. Look at that Volume 1 title drop. With a thoughtful sigh, Sunny emerged from the soul seat and looked around his secret lair. Outside the ruined cathedral, the sun was shining above the cursed city, but none of its rays could reach the tranquil hidden chamber. Sunny suspected that once a long ago, the secret room served as the private quarters of a ventured young priestess who performed sacred rites in this temple. He had found some of her things in the modest wardrobe that was hidden behind a stone panel, somehow preserved in pristine condition despite the thousands of years that had passed since the city had fallen to the curse of darkness. If not for the lamentable disparity of their genders, he would have had a whole collection of clothes to wear. Instead of spending every waking hour dressed in the same good old puppeteer shroud, there were limits to the amounts of abuse that even a fifth-tier armor could withstand. However, in a sense, he was lucky. At least his armor was made out of soft fabric. It would have been much more worse if he had to wear a suit of plate armor or a rusty chainmail instead. The priestess, of course, had no use of the same extravagant method to enter her private quarters. There actually was a doorway that led outside the room, and it didn't a concealed corridor that ended up a narrow stairwell. However, the stairs had long collapsed, leaving only a deep vertical shaft behind. This was Sunny's route of escape in case someone or something would find her lair. Standing up from the magnificent wooden chair, Sunny paced around for a bit and then lighted the fire under the makeshift stove. Planning to make himself some late supper, the orange flames illuminated the hidden chamber, sending shadows dancing on its walls. All right, I never got fresh meat. The night was so eventful that he had completely forgotten the initial purpose of his hunt. Throwing the last few strips of meat on the grill, he seasoned them with salt and sighed once again. The desire to simply venture outside and get into a fight with the nearest nightmare creature seemed to be more attractive with each minute. No, that's how you end up dead. To distract himself from these seductive thoughts, Sunny decided to summon the stone saint in the material world and perform a few experiments in the safety of his secret lair. Standing up, he willed the shadow to appear. The secretive chamber was submerged in deep shadows. His own was hidden in one of them, standing with its arms crossed on the cold stone wall. In Sunny's vision, appeared as a silhouette made from a deeper shade of black. Usually, an echo would appear in front of the summoner, weaved from the countless sparks of moving light. However, the stone saint entrance was completely different. Instead of materializing out of thin air, she stepped out of a shadow like a sinister dark knight. Wreathed in darkness, her elegant figure emanated a sense of danger and foreboding. First, two ruby eyes ignited the depths of the shadow, then the darkness came to life and surged forward, taking the form of a deadly stone monster. The soul of her stone-like solarette touched the floor with a loud clang, and a moment later, the Shadow Saint was standing in the middle of his room, her hands resting on the palm of her sword. Like that. Sunny grimaced, feeling a slight headache, so the shadow was hiding in the shadow. Shadows. That makes sense. And then the shadow came out of the shadow to stand with it in the shadows. This is starting to get out of hand. I really need to come up with better terminology. He felt that this was a vital problem, but not suitable words came to his mind. Glancing at the silent duo, Sunny hesitated and asked, "Any ideas?" Sadly, both his shadow and his shadow were mute, unable to voice their own opinions, even if they wanted to. Left with no assistance whatsoever, Sunny sighed. All right, I'll think of something later. For now, let's see what you're capable of. Testing dummy. That's the name of this chapter. Summoning his shadow, he wrapped himself in its comforting embrace and faced the Sun Saint. Preparing to test her strength, inhaling deeply, he focused and gave the menacing monster a command. "Strike me." Sunny expected the shadow would hesitate for a moment, maybe even requiring some persuasion to turn on her master. Zero hesitation. Instead, the Stone Saint immediately leaned forward and punched him in the chest without a second thought. With his physical powers enhanced by the shadow, Sunny wasn't sure of his ability to withstand one blow from the awakened monster. At least to a certain degree, however, he was wrong. So wrong. Before he could even react, the armor-clad stone fist crashed into his ribs, making Sunny feel as though he was hit by a train. And the next second, he found himself lying on the floor, surrounded by numerous pieces of broken wood. Oh no, he lost his chair. Poor chair. The magnificent chair was gone, ruthlessly turned into splinters in a firewood by the impact with his back. It was completely unsalvageable. Sunny's back wasn't doing much better. Turning onto his stomach with a moan, Sunny spat a bit of blood on the stone floor and weakly raised one hand, giving the Shadow Saint... oh, he's the test dummy. Giving the Shadow Saint thumbs up. Good, well done. 10 out of 10, just like that. Crap, that really hurts. Just like I expected. Casting a furtive glance at the elegant stone knight, he forced a smile out and tried to stand up. I think I need to amend some details of the future experiments. Next, Sunny was planning to enhance the stone saint with the shadow... wait, he can envelop his shadow on her? Next, Sunny was planning to enhance the Stone Saint with the shadow before getting her to strike him again. However, on second thought, there was better ways to measure her power. Huh. Okay. I think I might... I think I can do one more chapter. Hold up. I'm thinking about... I think we can stop at 109. And then... we can read for like 2 more hours tomorrow. I think we'll be good. I think we can read. I think we'll be able to read a little bit more tomorrow. No, I think, well, I'll see. Because I did want to game a little bit in the morning, but we'll see how much we can read. But I'll try and read like another 2 hours tomorrow, or we will read 2 hours tomorrow. I got you guys. We'll read 2 hours tomorrow. I got you. Let's do this. Yeah. So this will be the last chapter. I'm just not sure what time I'll be live tomorrow. Just because I had a few errands to do, you know, before the holidays, before Christmas kicks in. Let's see. Soulmates. This chapter's called Soulmates. What the heck is that referencing? Huh. Okay, wait, no, stream tomorrow won't be at this time. That I know, because tomorrow this time I have, man, I got 2 parties this weekend. Man, your boy Easy is going to be turning up tomorrow and Sunday, man. Oh my goodness, I'm not ready. I know, I'm sorry. I got 2 RL parties tomorrow. So your boy has to turn up tomorrow and he has to turn up on Sunday. So I'm gonna try and stream like early in the morning. Like realistically, I'd be waking up in 12 hours if I wake up early. And then I can maybe stream in like 14 hours from the moment this stream. Like within 12 to 16 hours, I should be live tomorrow. Hopefully. Knock on wood. But we'll see what happens. This will be our last chapter. So chapter 109 is called Soulmates. This is such a weird chapter to end on. Soulmates. Like, what the fuck is this referencing? Like them? The Stone Saint? Is that why you guys are shipping? Are you guys shipping Sunny with the Stone Saint? Oh, man. Picking himself up from the floor, Sunny staggered and found his way back to the fire burning under the improvised grill. Glancing at the motionless Stone Knight, he spat a bit more blood and groaned. As the appetizing aroma of roasting meat filled the air, the blood weave got busy repairing his body. By the time his supper was ready, Sunny was able to breathe without wincing. Putting the meat of his prized possession, the luxurious silver plates, Sunny prepared to eat. On the forgotten shores, simple everyday necessities, like plates, were rarer than enchanted swords and magical suits. Why am I losing my voice? Shit, man. Okay, we're good. In the whole cursed city, only Gunlog, and his 5 lieutenants were able to dine with as much decorum as Sunny. Granted, he had yet to find even a single pair of chopsticks in this whole damn place, let alone something more technologically advanced like a spoon. A spoon is technologically advanced like a spoon. Of course, Sunny could try and make one himself, but that wasn't the same thing. The Shadow Saint was silently looking at him with her burning ruby eyes. Feeling uncomfortable under her mysterious gaze, Sunny glanced at his plate and then at the menacing stone creature. You want some? He raised a piece of meat and offered it to the taciturn monster. Taciturn, am I saying that right? I think I'm pronouncing it right. To the taciturn monster. However, the Stone Saint showed no reaction at all. Well, suit yourself. Saint X Sunny is still better. Oh hell, I don't know better than who. I don't want to read the whole thing, but that's a better ship than someone else's ship. Okay, okay. I know there's romance in this series. You guys, people did mention that there is like actual romance in this series, so we'll see that where that works, or I mean where that leads to. Well, suit yourself. Using the prowling thorn as a kitchen utensil, Sunny dug in, devouring the juicy meat like a starving animal. With not a single human soul around, he didn't bother with table manners at all. Oh, that's the life. His perturbably hungry outskirts self would have been really shocked to see the extravagant feast. That was real meat. He had hunted and prepared it himself, no less. More than that, he got to enjoy a similar type of luxury. Food almost every day. Of course, the real meat had come from a revolting horror of a monster, but these were just small details. Chewing on the last piece with a sense of deep satisfaction, Sunny thoughtfully licked the Sun Saint. It was time to continue. Earlier, he wanted to see if there was a possible synergy between the different powers in his aspect possessed, namely if the enhancement provided by the shadow control could be applied to shadows. Sunny knew that his shadow was able to enhance his body, his memories, and with lesser effects, various inanimate objects. However, it was unable to enhance other humans or memories that belonged to them, as well as any living creature except for Sunny himself. He had secretly tested it during his travels with Nephis and Cassie to come up with this conclusion. More apparently, it couldn't affect echoes, but what about shadow echoes? Would it be able to affect shadows? But more importantly, what about shadows? Giving a mental command, Sunny sent his shadow in the direction of the Stone Saint and held his breath. Falling like water, the shadow silently grasped the statue-esque monster in its dark embrace. Then it seemed to disappear as though absorbed by the stone flesh of the tenebrous night. A moment later, Stone Saint's ruby's eyes blazed with crimson fire. Her smooth granite skin shimmered with dark radiance once again, smoky wisps of ghostly gray fog oozing from beneath her stone-like armor like dancing flames. Suddenly, it felt as though the temperature in the hidden chamber dropped by a couple of degrees. Shadows around the menacing creature seemed to swell, becoming deeper and darker like a vast mantle of stone from the boundless empty blackness. Damn, this is a mood, bro. It's fucking sick. The elegant Stone Saint had always looked dangerous and deadly, but now she was downright fearsome. Even without having to clearly right now, she's stronger than fucking Sunny. I at least know that much. Even without having the Shadow Saint strike him again, Sunny could tell that the experiment ended in a resounding success. It was apparent that these two types of his shadows were practically created for each other. Her power was increased twofold at least. A bit peeved, he looked down inside. Why does she look so much cooler than I do when using the shadow? Shouldn't it be the other way around? And I'm the true divine shadow here, me. Where's my aura of mysterious coolness? Dude, he had coolness aura when he took out that one dude. Shaking his head, Sunny eliminated his lack of good looks and simultaneously congratulated himself on becoming the master of such a stylish monster. Technically, it didn't matter how his shadow looked, just as long as they were powerful. However, he was secretly glad that his first shadow was not only powerful, but also a darkly beautiful sight to behold. Killing the monster was great, but killing monsters while looking good was even better. Wait, if she can use my shadow, what else can she use? Oh, maybe she can use memories? Suddenly excited, Sunny finally swallowed the half-forgotten piece of meat and dismissed the Sun Saint. Then he shifted his perspective to look at the Soul Sea and summoned her again, this time inside it. The shadow appeared in the whirlwind of black flames and stood motionlessly upon the still waters of the Silent Sea. Her mysterious ruby eye stared at him through the narrow vision of her stone helmet. Not wasting any time, Sunny looked up at the spheres of light and circling around the shadow core. What if I can equip her with actual memories? No shot that's gonna work. What to choose? She was extremely strong and very proficient with her round shield, so it wasn't logical to assume that a tower shield would suit her even better. Coincidentally, he happened to have one of those. Sunny summoned the memory that he had gotten in one of the fights on the streets of the Cursed City. It was a large square tower shield that was almost tall as him. Oh, that's a big-ass shield. The thing was too heavy and unwieldy to actually use in combat, at least not by Sunny. Plus, he wielded a tachi which could only perform to its full potential while held in both hands. Grabbing the cumbersome shield, Sunny walked over to the Shadow Saint and handed it to her with a hopeful smile. Here. Take this. Please? Please? The Shadow stared at him for a few moments, then lowered her head and glanced at the tower shield. Come on, take it. His heart skipped a beat when the statue-esque creature slowly raised her hands and grasped the memory with her stone gauntlets. Yeah, that's right, now use it. The Stone Saint obediently brought the shield to her chest, and then why would she destroy it? and then shattered it. Sunny froze, his mouth hanging open, saying, "You stupid fucking, why would you do that?" Sunny froze, his mouth hanging open. "Your memory has been destroyed." What? The shards of tiny sparks of light, just like an echo of the carapace scavenger and the azure blade had done before disappearing forever. My tower shield. Sunny felt a sharp dagger of sorrow stab at his chest, yet the shield was of no use to him. But it would sell for so much money in the real world. Why did this evil thing have to break it? Why wasn't his beautiful chair enough? He's so fucking funny, dude. Why wasn't his beautiful chair enough? He gazed at the tiny sparks, wanting to cry. However, did she absorb it? However, a moment later, his eyes widened because the river sparks did not disappear. Instead, it circled around the stone saint's body and then suddenly flowed through it, separating into two streams. Each stream was then absorbed by one of the dark embers burning in the depths of the living shadow that was hiding inside the monster's body. Sunny blinked. Stone Saint has grown stronger. Oh. No, she's not an... For a second, I thought she was an ungrateful saint, but she isn't. Okay. All right. I think that's a good point to stop at. Yeah, or not. All right. I think tomorrow we resume at 110. All right. Let me do overall thoughts before I forget. 152.05. All right, man. All right, brothers and sisters. Overall thoughts. I like it. I think this is a really strong introduction to Dark City. So, like, I'm sorry, is it, like, as of right now, should I be saying, like, okay, Volume 2, Dark City? Got through a good amount of chapters? Yeah, we read a good amount. It's almost been 2 hours since we've been reading. But you know what? There's some artwork of Stone Saint, by the way. Let's look at it. I really like the Stone Saint. Yeah, let's take a look. Let's take a look before we head out. Hold up. Let me pull it up. Oh, I hit LOTM artworks. Chat, wrong one. This is where. All right, so this was the first one we started with. Forgotten Shore, the Dark City. So this is them. This was Nephis. Some artworks of the saint I found. Oh shit. Oh my god, she looks badass as fuck. I got 4 artworks I found. Yo, send them. Yo, wait, hold up. Hold up. She looked kind of badass. Oh my god. She looked badass as fuck, bro. Oh. She a badass. She's definitely a badass. All right. Instant badass. Now, I'm not going to lie. She reminds me of one particular character from another particular series where the MC can use shadows. And this character has a red headpiece. Let me show you guys. She reminds me of a very peculiar character. Yo, if you got the other artwork, send it. Yeah, we'll take a look at it. This is what it's reminding me of. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting a little bit of vibes right here. Let's see. Wrong scene. Look, just a little bit. Not gonna lie, this kinda reminds me of Ingress. A little bit. A little bit. Why did it autocorrect to that? It's Icarus. That's weird. Kind of looks a little bit like her, right? Or like she kind of looks a little bit like him. Like just like the little red headpiece right here. Like just a little bit. Not a lot, right? But I'm getting like I feel like this is like a slight homage to like his first like lieutenant, like his first big shadow, right? Like he was the first. Like he was the first homie. I mean, no shit, because it's both Stone Knights. Like, a little bit, right? Like, I feel like this is an homage. Like, a little bit. Like, the clad armor. Like, just a little bit. That's so cool. Like I picked up on that like right away reading it. That's cool. All right, that's pretty awesome. I feel like that was intentional. At least the reference, right? Like she has like the red crimson like eyes, and like his whole color scheme is red, and then he has like the red piece once he like starts leveling up, and I assume she's gonna level up, so who knows how strong she gets. But this is hype. Oh look, Sunny, thank you for sending this one. This one looks pretty cool. So these were like the legged spider-like creatures that she was fighting. Oh wait, so these were the spiders that took her out. Oh, and this is the square plaza, right? This was like the square area. No, I don't mean as in comparing. I just mean like the character design, at least with the like the red hair piece. Like just this part reminded me of it, because instead of leveling Ju's like first main shadow was like this like red knight, and I'm like, okay, she looks like a knight, and then like she just got like an even bigger shield, and like she got like that Elden Ring shield from Shadow Erdtree that you needed to like, I mean, if you that you can use to like cheese the boss. But I like it. This is cool. This is badass. So these were the ones that took her out at the very end. Wow. This is such a fucking good start. I'm liking this arc. I don't know how I feel though that we just had like a 3-month time skip, and then they talk about like a fallout with Nephis and Cassie, but we don't shine on why. But like the only hint we gotten was that it has something to do with Castor. He said like, well, I mean, he was deflecting and blaming Castor. So it looks like Sunny fucked up and said something or did something, but he's like, nah, it's Castor's fault. Like the only reason the only reason we're not together or I'm not with the OG crew is because of Castor. He's like, yeah, I blame him. Okay. All right, that's awesome, man. All right, I'm gonna let you guys go. You guys have, man, my nose is so itchy. My nose is so ready. I'm sorry. It's that winter flu season. All right, if you guys like what you see and want to see more, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. We'll be back tomorrow for more Shadow Slave. And also, by the way, man, there's almost like 50 of you guys. There's still 37 of you guys here. That is crazy. Thank you guys. Fuck Caster. All my homies hate fraudsters. Yeah, hell yeah. You finished Mistborn? No, I haven't finished Mistborn. I'm on chapter 23 or 24. I'm almost there. I haven't had that much time to read it recently. Just because I've been trying to game a little bit more since like Arc Raiders came out and the new Monster Hunter title update. So I've been reading a little bit less, or like I've been trying to read this. But I'm gonna read another chapter right now. I've been trying to read at least one chapter before bed. No, I know it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I feel like I'm at a pretty good point right now, at least with Vin's character. All right, later guys. Poof. See you guys tomorrow. Wait, hold up. Before I let you go, where I'm at in the story, Vin. So, like, Kalshir and everybody, like, they're getting their like rebellion set up, and Vin is still doing recon with like. I like Mistborn. I feel like the middle point of the book, I feel like it's a little bit slow. I think because I'm reading one chapter a day, it feels a little bit slow for me. But like the beginning of book 1, no, it's right. No, you guys can leave if you guys want to. Now I'm just talking about Mistborn because I like it. So I'm not like, don't worry. We ended the recording, so if you guys want to head out, it's okay. I'm just gonna talk about Mistborn for like 5 minutes, and then I'll head out. The beginning of Mistborn is such a strong fucking premise. It's so cool. You use like allomancy, you digest like different types of metals, and you get different attributes based on the metal. But usually, it's very rare for a person to get like you only get one metal ability, but a very select few mistings become Mistborns, where they can just use all allomancy, use all metals. I can't leave until you end easy. Okay, I'll leave in 2 minutes. I'll wrap it up. But it's like the story starts really good. It's his flaw. Yeah, it's my flaw. Go easy on me. I stall intros and outros. I stall them. But at least right now where I'm at, Alma, I feel like it is a little bit slow, just because Vin is like, she's like dancing. Like I didn't read Mistborn to read like just a woman like pretending to be like a noble and going on all these ballroom dances and all that shit. Like, I'm not reading it for that, but it's like I like it. Like it's building up like all the, what's the word I'm looking, like it's building up all the politics, it's building up all the different family factions, like, oh, but then it's like you're starting to get like a little bit espionage, like, oh, this family's doing this, but now this noble family's probably gonna attack them, and then like since Calcifer is killing all these high nobles, now the nobles think they're trying to get at each other's like own like family wealth and whatnot. It's like, okay, I like it. So I know it's gonna be a good finale, but just I don't like the middle part right now. I like ever since she left the castle and she's like in recovery mode, I kind of don't like all the dancing and listening into like all the drama. I'm like, all right, but it's like I feel like the story's starting to ramp up to the rebellion. W just chatting stream transition. Hell fucking yeah, W just chatting stream transition. And now I will let you guys go. I'll be honest. I'll be done with Mistborn by the end of the week. Now look, I have the book right here. Now before I leave, this is where I'm at. I feel like I'm almost done. I've passed the halfway point. I know that much. So it's like I'm almost done. Almost done. And I like it. But now I will let you guys go. Have an amazing, beautiful day. I'll see you guys all soon, okay? Now, it might take me a while to end stream. I'm trying to remember how to end streams on Restream. I think I ended on OBS first, and then it cuts off on Twitch and YouTube. Let me see. And the thing that sucks, since I'm using the free Restream plan, I can't schedule a stream. Like the stream I scheduled the other day, I did it on my phone. And then it's like I just did a new Restream. But okay, I'll shut up. Later, guys. Love you.